Sega. Dudes.
Dudes, have you seen the price of retro games? The sky is falling. Everyone needs to go out and buy all the PS3 games for some reason, even though they're crazily more expensive on the PS3 than the Xbox 360. So my advice would be to get them on the 360. But whatever, prices are crazy. What do you think, Sam? What's going on, Fat Russ?
Yeah, I guess whatever you said.
Yeah, I agree with what you said. This is the shortest podcast ever.
Everybody's on this bull, because it's all prices. Everything's insane. Prices are so expensive. Everybody's doing videos on PS3. Why is PS3 going up? Why is PS3 going up? I don't know. I think it's just people are nuts. You have a lot of different ends of the spectrum when it comes to this. I mean, like we were talking about to start. What was it? Cell phones and RAM and computer stuff and everything else. Like today, I went to Best Buy.
Well, that was your first mistake.
No, I've actually grown to like them throughout the years. I really have to say, I never liked Best Buy, but now because GameStop is such garbage, I call it Garbage Stop, that it's...
I don't know what you mean by now. GameStop has been garbage for...
I really go. I mean, I live in New York. I've had 8 GameStops around me. I have one and it's 15 miles away. Go figure, being in New York. In Manhattan, they're even more scarce because they can't even afford the rent. They're too busy buying out eBay and, but I mean, it's just, I went there today and I am not paying $2,000 for a phone from Samsung. And my phone is an S23. They're on like 26 or 28 or so, whatever iteration number that they're on. And I refuse to pay it. Baseline phones are $2,800 now. Like top of the line terabyte phones from Samsung, if you want to get a fold, they're like $2,400. I mean, that's like a near down payment on a car. Who's going to buy this garbage? And people are coming in, and people are coming in. The guy told me buying the phones on a credit card, and then probably reneging on the credit card bills because they just don't want to pay it, and then you go into debt with stuff like that. So Apple.
It's not so easy to renege on the credit card bills, though.
Well, I mean, Apple.
Unless you're going to declare bankruptcy.
Yeah, but a car payment's a little bit worse. You don't need. You don't need the phone. What are they going to do? They're going to repossess your phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be funny. No, I will. So I went in there, and they're just
really quick. So, something we talked about was the price of PS3 games. Fat Russ says games are just going crazy now because Sony closed the PS3 digital store, which, is kind of crazy that is causing it because you've had years to get it. You knew it was coming because they already talked about doing it once, but then all of a sudden it's like, oh no, now they're serious. So we must buy all the games that we haven't bought in the last 5 years in FOMO. And saying you mentioned all of the YouTube channels and stuff making videos and stuff about it. I have muted more channels from my recommendations in the last couple of weeks for just garbage thumbnails about going to buy go pick up these games before before they go up in price or whatever. I'm just like, I'm done with all of that stuff. Oh, go buy this PS3 stuff. Go buy this PS3 stuff. I've just been like, mute this channel, mute this channel, mute this channel, mute this channel. I don't care.
I've been unsubscribing for that reason from a bunch of channels. Just totally straight up unsubscribing and doing the don't recommend channel anymore thing. Yeah. I totally blame YouTube for this, or for the PS3 part of this. I completely blame YouTube for it because the PS3 store, I'm sorry, it's been trash for a decade. It just has. It's been sort of like, just completely thrown under the bus by Sony forever. It hasn't been maintained. It's the process you have to go through to even buy a game is ridiculous. You can't just get on there with your credit card and buy a game. You have to buy their gift card thing and then use that or whatever. That's just what I've heard anecdotally. I haven't even tried to do it myself, because why am I going to pay, like $40 for a digital game on PS3 in 2026? That's ridiculous.
I think
most of the stuff on there is entirely overpriced for what it is.
I think being an active PlayStation collector, I think basically PS3 is the redheaded stepchild of PlayStation. I don't think PS3 was kind of like a development phase for them, and you went from PS2 to PS3. PS3 they tried to push with all, that's why Xbox 360 sold more than PS3. PS3 sold more than Xbox 360.
It caught up and surpassed it at the end.
But the thing is, I have looked at the PS3 library, and I looked like a year ago where I started buying tons of PS3 games when it was cheap as anything to buy. And I mean a lot. Like, I was getting probably about 10 to 15 games a week for maybe $40, $50, tons of them. And they're no good. There's a lot of bloat garbage wear on the PS3. There's very good games on the PS3. Some of them are very good. The other ones are just, some of them are just garbage. I'm sorry to say. And
I think you could say that about pretty much any console, though.
Yeah, but there's not that many good games on the PS3. But when you talk about PS2 has a solid. It's a very good library. PS1 is a banger system. There's no, but PS4, like what was the jump? The technical jump from PS3 to PS4 was outstanding. They definitely nailed it with the 4. The 4 to the 5, not so much. What were we really looking at? I don't think it was that substantial to, have any benchmarking. But if we went from the PS3 to the PS5 Pro, that's, notable benchmark testing and seeing, what your refresh rates are going to be like that. But I don't know why people are going crazy with this.
FOMO.
It's just, I don't, I guess Sony's the villain now. Sony. So that's a good thing you bring that up, Mike, because I'm going to the Switch. I have a lot of faith in Nintendo with the Switch, and I'm going to go forward with that. I know, Wubbs, you basically, I know you don't collect much or if anything, but from your standpoint, if you were gonna look to jailbreak a system, would the PS3 be worth your time?
Oh, hell yeah. It already is, because I jailbroke PS3 about a year and a half ago. I put a 500 gigabyte SSD in it and did the CFW mod, so it's a persistent modification, and I could customize basically anything on that system, and it plays all the games now. It'll play PS1, 2, 3, even though it's a slim model, and you can also, I think you can do a little bit of overclocking with it, or at least you can change the fans, so I can jack the fan speeds up if I want it to run cooler, that kind of thing, which is nice on the older hardware. But yeah, in my opinion, it's totally worth it. But it's going to depend, I guess, on the games that you want to play. What's amazing about the PS3 to me is that the library is so big. There's a ton of stuff that I never got to play back in the day. I could literally just play PS3 games probably for the next decade and not get bored. But that's just me. I know there's a lot of stuff on there I'd like to play. But to be fair, I could say the same thing about basically any console. I feel like I've only been able to play, I don't know, maybe 20% to 40% of everything I've ever wanted to play on any given console. And that's just me. I know there's a lot of stuff on there I'd like to play. But to be fair, I could say the same thing about basically any console. I feel like I've only been able to play, I don't know, maybe 20% to 40% of everything I've ever wanted to play on any given console. over time. So
It's true.
it's just and I think like depending on how into gaming you are, if you really start to dig into the libraries of different consoles, you'd probably find at least something similar there. Like your numbers would probably be very similar if you really dove into what's available on different consoles. So this is the reason why personally I'm not really that worried about what happens with the PlayStation 6 or the new Xbox, any new thing at all, because I know that there's so many old games I would love to play. I actually don't need any new games to come out, and I know that I will not lack for entertainment in the decades to come.
You know, it's funny you brought that up because we have bad storms rolling through, and I said to myself, well, you know, if I lose internet,
Right.
What content do I have? So I always run these like what if scenarios because it's a good test of like the collection that I've amassed. As I say, that lightning goes off, and it truthfully, like I could have content for days, and I do not have to be connected to the internet whatsoever
Sure.
with Sony with any of this. And I've noticed that yes, I got completely PO'd with Black Flag, and I'm not going to get into that. I mean, 360 hours down the toilet in Black Flag.
Yeah, but you had fun, right? For those 360 hours.
I had, yeah, because I love that game. I love that game. That game inspired a whole tattoo sleeve on my arm, and I love that game to no end. But I mean, because of poor planning on Ubisoft, I lost those hours because of a glitch that I wound up going into, and Ubisoft said
Well, it sounds like that was a glitch that was in the original game, and so
I don't
for this version because
I don't know. I jumped into
Zombie was saying, "Oh yeah, that happened to me on the original."
I jumped into something, and it just I'm not going to get into it, but I mean,
yeah,
different place, different time, but. Like playing Beast of Reincarnation, I don't need to be on the internet in order to play that game. I can just disconnect off the internet, play,
Sure.
and that's it. And it's not bad. I don't need Big Brother tracking what I'm doing.
I think that I've had I have not trusted internet service providers forever because I grew up in the country and service was spotty at best for the majority of my life. I just sort of feel like I've been programmed forever to just never get comfortable with the idea that, oh yeah, the internet will always be on or I'll always have a good connection. No, my experience has been completely the opposite of that living in rural America. So, but for somebody in the city, this could be more of a foreign concept, right? I mean, you're there in Long Island. I would think internet there would be some of the most reliable in the whole country. And so is this kind of a new way of thinking for you then, trying to think more offline for the future?
I've always wanted a reason to play my backlog of games.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, you're about to get it. It sounds like it was.
I'm telling you, I have never. Disclaimer: this one's really bad. Don't play this one on stream. But I just picked up Steam Hearts. I have been after this game for years for PC.
Looks like a fantastic cover. I don't know what it's about, but
do we really need an excuse to play our old games? No, you've got to decide that's the priority of your gaming time.
I mean,
your backlog or the retro games. This wouldn't say it's giving you a reason. It's making the choice for you.
Well,
yeah,
you want to be stuck with not only owning the games, but something Wubbs and I talked about on that DRM podcast.
Yeah,
is some of those when you don't have internet, even if you have the physical disc, it has to call back home to make sure you have the license. So
yes.
That's the problem with the newer stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sure there's some stuff on the 360 and the PS3 that might have that issue, and you know that there are for the PS4, the Xbox One, and going forward that there's games that will not work unless the disc or your digital game can call back home and authenticate.
But this is one of the good things about the PlayStation 4 is it's been totally jailbroken now as well. So you can bypass that issue, at least with single player games, if you don't have the internet. And you should be able to play, any single player game, I would think, on the PS4 once you jailbreak it.
I mean, I was playing. My friend jailbroke the PS2 and has all these PS2 games on there now with the hard drive and did all of that. And he jailbroke the PS3, has all those games as well. And him and I were talking. And he was like, "Yeah, I don't really know about the library of PS3. I mean, there's some stuff that's good, some stuff because it was so weird at times. But there was no like, I really feel that it's as long as you don't put on the skeleton mask, we're okay." I really feel like this is a different time than the when Nintendo closed out the 3DS store. I feel that there's something different with this, and this surge of pricing and everything going up. Because when they closed the 3DS store, 3DS games and DS games and everything went through the roof. But now it's a little weird. It's more of like PS3's going up, PS2's going up, Vita completely crashed. PS2 is like the hottest system right now out there. Like if you collect for PS2, like I've seen like PS2 games just drastically shoot up in prices.
Right.
And I'm very surprised by that. PS2's always been kind of like whatever system. But the horror games on PS2 is what's really driving it crazy. Does
that mean it's just that genre that's really jumping in price, or is
it's all of it?
Library.
It's all of it.
I don't know, because I'm trying to actually get it so that price charting will load all of the library for the PS2 because it only loaded half of it.
I have everything here for price charting, and I don't know what screen I was displaying on this, but I mean, I think it's like PS1. Is this it?
So,
what PS3?
This is PS3. The average price dropped since June.
Right, but then it went up.
Price has gone up, so that is indicative of a general price increase.
See, this is when I was buying like PS3 games. It was like in 2024 and late 2025, but these games are
been on a fairly not quite flat, maybe a 1 degree increase, but then it bottomed out in July. And then this month.
This game specifically, this is absolutely ridiculous. This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Bring up my screen.
Hold on, I'm gonna Mike Tendo just put in there about Ashura's Wrath, and this is one I don't understand because it's not crazy priced for the 360, but if you want the PS3 version,
it's $170.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's one that I see on lists a lot that people put on there as like one of their favorite PS3 games, or less known, but a game they really like.
Playing an anime.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, you can't skip the cutscenes a lot of times.
But I mean, even look at Folklore.
This is just crazy how much it goes for, and then the 360 version. Let me look at that really quick, and that'll pull up your screen. Well, I bought the digital copy for $5 on the 360, and actually it's backwards compatible, so you can play it on the Xbox One and the Series S and X.
That's nice.
The complete inbox 360 version is more than $45 cheaper than the loose price. Again, this is according to price charting. this is a good way to get an idea of what the game prices are. But if you want hard ones, go look at what eBay sold listings are. But I mean, that's crazy.
Oh, look how much
And then if
cheaper
you're
the
going
the PAL version is. It's only
PAL
33.
version is insane.
Yeah, the PAL version is basically on par with the 360 version. It's actually a little bit cheaper for complete in box.
Oh, I meant the 360 PAL. A few rows down there, it's
Oh
33.
my gosh, that's even crazier. It's $30. You know, that's a reasonable price.
Right.
And
Well, this is the thing too. I'd have to research it because I haven't jailbroken a 360, but I would expect if you jailbroke an American 360, you could probably play that because generally when you jailbreak it, it gets rid of all the region locking.
Well, then I mean, it is kind of text heavy, so the Japanese version is cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
But
you got to check these things though, right? The Japanese
barrier.
version, it might have an English subtitle in it, but it just depends on the game.
Yeah,
you're never gonna know until you Google it.
Okay, we're gonna switch over to your screen, Sam. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Let me remove my screen. Add yours. Okay, you're looking at OG PlayStation. But
no, I'm looking at
game prices raised prices on 360 games that they used to be 5 and now they're 10. But now they can put them on sale for half off, and people think they're getting a deal.
See, this is something that's a little bit crazy too, because if you look, like, it was fine for PS1, now PS1 is going up,
but look at that top game. Are you looking at it alphabetically?
No, I'm looking at complete in box from highest to lowest.
Oh, hold on. Let me move our. So, Elemental Gearbot Assassin case. See, why is that even included? That right there is included, and so when you look at the graph, that is throwing the graph off. So that game is messing up, particularly the average price. You see how quick the average price jumps?
This game sold in 2022. So
yeah,
basically,
but it's included in that graph right there.
This is when it 2022 right here is when the average went up. Then it corrected itself and went down, and then that was it. So it's really not gonna. It's only gonna throw it off, but the graph corrected itself.
No, it's gonna, because if that's the last one that sold, they're still using that price when they're looking at average prices.
That's why what you do is you go into each individual game as like a subset of what PS3 is, and then like, let's say for example, you take like Persona, the first one was just Persona. I mean, loose is $245. I mean, $342. This is just stupid.
For a game that fits on a CD, it's probably like 50 megs.
Not even. It's stupid. It's completely stupid. This is what I want to know, and I really have data mined this to no end. I want to know who, first of all, here we have like 449. Then all of a sudden they go up to 500. So now everyone's like, oh wow, well I'm selling mine for 4. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm gonna start posting mine at 5. Who told these people to push the envelope? And I'll show this. I'll stop sharing this now. I'll do this with PS3, because this is what drives me up a wall when it comes to this. So PS2, do I even have PS3? I'd have to. Okay, so here it is. Yakuza Dead Souls. This is what I would like. So here I'm sharing. So what I want to know is, this game's about $100. So right here we can see this is about $105, and then over here it's $102. Who told this person right here, as I get excited in my seat? Who told this person right here? Oh, we're gonna raise it $77 and do this. Who told this person to add 99 to it? 189, 188, 199. I feel that this is price fishing.
it's the YouTuber's fault. It's the YouTuber's
But-
fault. And
but
the
that's-
retailers.
But I don't. The thing is, this I don't understand where they're getting. This is 7. So was this like around the time that Sony said that they're canceling everything and doing all of this? Like around 7/23?
I think it was it.
Yeah, probably. Has it been a
End of
month
June?
now? Almost.
Because
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely been
It's
around
around
that
there.
time, right? But we got other factors as well, right? It's the price of computers and RAM affecting, how much new stuff is sold, and it's going to affect how many consoles are sold. And then you got the Sony thing on top of it, saying they're getting rid of the physical games, and it's like this perfect storm to create
And
all of this sort of artificial short-term demand for all this stuff. Maybe it's short-term, maybe it's long-term. We won't know until more time passes.
That's true, until the store actually closes, and then a couple months after the fact, what's going to happen. The problem is it's not just people list stuff on eBay for crazy prices all the time. You go to a convention, and some of the stuff there is way overpriced. But all it takes is one Yahoo who doesn't know what they're doing and doesn't do their homework to buy it. Or they actually think, oh, I remember that game. I really enjoyed it. Let me pay $200 over asking price, or whatever the price is. That's all it takes. And then all of a sudden, one person sells it at that price, and then more people see that and like, all right, well, now I can charge more for mine.
But where in the land of delusion are these people stating, I'm going to list this for $77? They are fishing. It is called price fishing. What they're doing is they're saying basically, I'm going to take Yakuza Dead Souls, and this is how it's broken down from what I could see. I'm going to take a very big series called Yakuza. I'm going to take then a one-off game that they did, which is Yakuza Dead Souls, and I'm going to spin it on and say, oh, this is the one-off game. It has to do with zombies. It's a Dead Souls, which means, oh, look at that. So people placate it where Souls, meaning like Elden Ring, that's how they get you in right there. Souls games, 2 Yakuza, and then 3 Dead, and then 4 Sega. So if you break down all of that, they're like, oh, well, you know what? This is a rare game. I'm going to sell this for $100. But where is this BS fueling from in this land of make-believe that we live in today?
It's just greed. It's just greed, right? I mean, it's people out there, resellers, whatever, trying to make a buck any way they can, and preying on FOMO, the FOMO that's been created by Sony and the RAM crisis and everything else.
The thing is, at the end of the day, can you fault somebody? Okay, so let's do a hypothetical here. Here's Spider-Man Web of Shadows. So 360, it's a complete version.
Nice.
I could put it up on eBay, whatnot. Let me look at what it's going for. Let's just say 3 times the going price.
I mean, that's probably at least $300 now, right?
No, not for the 360. So the 360 version's $125, complete in box.
Oh, okay.
Loose, it's $90. So I take this game that, according to price charting, right now, that's selling for $125. I put it up on eBay for $250, and I keep it on eBay at $250. And all of a sudden, it's been on there for a few months. Let me go ahead and put a sponsorship or whatever, so it gets more eyes on it. And somebody, that's the first result they see. They click on it, and like, that game is a lot of fun. I have good memories with that game, and they buy it. We're associating intentions and stuff with.
So here's something very interesting.
No, it's not very interesting.
There was a game, or whatever. So,
but hold on. Like, it's not always just greed, because like I don't want to sell this game. But if somebody was to give me $250 for it, I would sell it in a heartbeat.
All right. Well,
and could that have the effect of a domino effect on making other resellers sell it for $250, and then all of a sudden it's going for $250? It could have that effect on resellers.
Well, sure. I don't mean to imply that it's
buyers actually paying that price.
Oh yeah, no, it's still on obviously the buyer at the end of the day, right? For sustaining whatever the market will stand, right? I mean,
Yep.
they're the ones that are really, at the end of the day, responsible. But it's still the sellers are totally taking advantage of the FOMO that Sony's created, right? I mean, I'm not saying that's right or wrong. It is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, I don't particularly like it myself, but I'm not a reseller, so my money isn't dependent on that.
Yeah.
Maybe if I was, I would be like, hey, this is the best thing ever that could have happened. Thank you, Sony, for screwing over this entire community and making all of my inventory, you know, triple in value overnight. You know, like
So
Sony's probably their favorite company right now.
So here we go with Blur. Blur is a $56 game. There was the guy on eBay. PlayStation 3. This thing will do it. Okay. So Blur. Now we know. Let's keep in mind that Blur was a $56 game. All right. So I'm going to go to Yakuza Dead Souls, and I'm going to say $300 right here. Okay. This is the one that stands out the most.
Mhm.
So if I click on this opens up obviously a different link.
CIB.
Go ahead
so
and open it. It'll take us to the eBay listing, won't it? Or is it too old?
Yes, it will. And I have the eBay listings up, so I will stop sharing and share.
You don't have to stop sharing. You can click on that other tab and then just share that tab.
How do you do that?
You have to share your screen again.
Okay. So this
You're not
is
sharing your screen.
I am now.
There it is.
Okay. So this is the same guy that sold the sold items. So this is the same guy that sold the Yakuza Dead Souls for $300.
Mhm.
Code Veronica, $300. Now,
Oh wow.
$1,600 for the Pokemon thing. Now we just saw Blur at $56, right? Great. Scumbag has it for $160.
Okay. Is there anything special about those particular listings? Go back to the Yakuza one, open it up, and see what it says.
It's just there's nothing special about this at all.
Go back up. Go to the original listing. Yeah.
Mint
There's-
CIB, right?
There's no,
If it's in absolute grade A, you know, if you got this thing graded, it would be a 9 or a 10. There are people who are collectors who will pay a premium price for something that looks like it is brand new and, you know, never or almost never used.
Right.
but see, then that's the thing right there. It's the collector's fault.
Yes. So why should he be faulted for selling it for?
I'm not, but that's the thing. I'm not saying he should be faulted. But what I'm saying is, Blur, we saw was a $56 game. You're selling it for $160. So that right there is crappy.
It's in grade A condition or whatever.
I think the guys like this, I mean, he's obviously just trying to take advantage of a grandma who doesn't know what she's doing, right?
I mean,
when the price is 3 times what, you know,
Definitely possible.
other listings are, like, I'm with you on that.
This is
he
insane.
seems to be overpricing stuff, but also, could it just be like, hey, I like this stuff, but I'll sell it for these crazy prices if somebody's willing to pay for it?
Yeah, I mean,
I
there's
don't
nothing
like it.
stopping him from having it up there, right? I mean, he can certainly do that, but but we also don't have to like it, right? I mean,
No, we don't, and we can
So-
we can definitely call it out, but I would say in the same, you know, to use euphemism, in the same breath, we need to call out the people that are paying these prices.
I definitely agree with you. I think that the whoever is paying for all this stuff is absolutely to blame if you're really upset for how much anything costs, frankly, not just video games. But
Yeah.
if you're upset
Yep.
about like inflation in general, a big part of that problem, actually the primary part of that problem, is the majority of people are paying those prices and just not just saying no. And so much of what we buy in America anyway is not necessary to live, survive, have a good life. It's all choices. So people are all choosing to spend all of this additional money on things they don't actually need. And yes, they're absolutely who you should blame for the price of everything.
I mean, right here alone, the level of stupidity is unrecognizable. This person selling this for $1,500 should be put in an asylum just because they're out of their minds. Like this is no one's gonna buy.
All they need is one person crazier than them who will actually click buy. That's the thing, right? And they know it.
That's the thing. The thing is, they are spending good money to list this on eBay for that price.
I mean,
it's not like there's nothing coming out of their pocket for listing this stuff. They think that this particular thing has some sort of value to them, to somebody else. So at least it's not like he didn't pay anything for it. No, it may only have cost him $1 or $2. But if he keeps relisting it, that's however much it is to relist something on eBay. Month after month.
I am not going to buy for $2,000 Krispy Kreme donuts and have them shipped from Puerto Rico to New York when I could go in the store and go buy them myself. You really, I mean, that's.
Come on. The donuts have crossed an ocean. They're automatically worth more, right? I mean, that's how that works.
I mean,
you don't just like it, but that's the way it is.
$85. I mean, for Oreos, with the.
So let's pull it back to gaming. We've talked about particular prices of individual games. We talked about Blur. We talked about Web of Shadows, Asura's Wrath. I think anyone paying $125 or more for Spider-Man Web of Shadows complete, like that is out of my realm of like, why would somebody pay that much for that game? There's a reason why I have my set value of $60 for a retro game.
When I see these people pay these type of prices, the first thing that comes to my mind is they were dropped on their heads as children. I'm very like I said, I watch price charting like it's a stock market. I'm very deeply involved. Like I have running spreadsheets and I have Excel queries based off of all of this that I feed numbers into, and I'm trying to automate the process of pulling the numbers from price charting and adding them into the spreadsheet using AI. So, but it
sounds like that's like a video game for you almost. Like you've turned it in price charting into a hobby game.
I have my mind is gone.
He's a little obsessed. It shows.
I mean, my mind is gone. But now, if you were going to collect right now, this is what I don't understand personally, is that you're closing the market down for Vita and you're closing the market down for PS3. So PS1 and PS2 games on that market are going to go up. PS3, whatever, but you're closing down Vita, which Vita games could play, I believe, on the PS3. So why has Vita drastically took a tank? I've seen videos that I laugh at of people when I want to get through my day, of people that have a massive Vita collection and they're crying that their Vita I'm not going to collection not worth anybody. I'm like, moron. I mean, like you're going on about this man. I mean, did you just collect just to get money to just flip?
Apparently, yes. If that's the reaction they're having, right? Like that's why I wouldn't personally have a lot of sympathy for that.
But it could also be that you don't necessarily collect for a value, but say you buy something for $1,000 and then in a year it's worth half of that. Not something like a car, something that's a collectible that generally appreciates in value.
Right.
And then it just drops in price. You're like, well, dang, if I had just waited, a year, 2 years, whatever, I could have saved that $500. I'm out that $500.
But see, I feel like the issue with that is that's just how I approach life in general, right?
Yep.
And particularly gaming, right? I never buy new games. I'm never buying a game the year it comes out unless there's a stupid, insanely good sale or deal, right? And so it's like for me, I just don't really sympathize with that. It's like, yeah, what, you're the idiot that paid $1,000 for this thing and drove up the prices because you were willing to pay $1,000 for it.
Yep.
You know, why would I feel sorry for you? You know, like
you had to have it first.
I'm not gonna say names or anything like that, but there was one YouTube video that I did have on, and the guy was really complaining about the Vita, and he did call out two YouTube, whatever the hell you call them, fake celebrities on YouTube. And he said these two people, I followed these two people, and they were talking about Vita. Buy Vita right now. Vita is the hottest system. And this was around, I believe, 2022, if I'm not mistaken. Probably, yeah, like right about 2024. So right around like 2022, people were like talking about Vita and like the next handheld and everything was awesome. But in 2024, he was like, yeah, man, like I really bought a lot of Vita stuff because people were saying Vita was the hottest system. So here you have like a fake inflation. Now it crashed like this, and he calls out these two people on his YouTube videos saying, well, you guys let me, but you were the idiot that led into the fake inflation, and you were the idiot that.
And also, like, why? I'm sorry, but if you're a gamer and you have like a personality built around gaming with your own interests, why are you gonna let any YouTuber tell you what to buy? I don't get that. It's like you're gonna research games and figure out what you're interested in if you're a real gamer. Am I wrong?
Oh yeah, that's no, you're totally right. You're why are they like, you know, doing that? Why are they letting, you know, people persuade them to do whatever? It's stupid.
In this case, it sounds like it's just he's trying to use it as an investment, right? Yep. And it's like, and now he's all upset that his stock is crashing, and I'm over here like, dude, if you'd have asked me, I could have told you, video games are a terrible investment. You know, like you might as well buy new cars if you want, like, I mean, you know, I mean, it's the same kind of thing. It's going to lose value over time, generally, given enough time. And unless we're going through a phase like this, obviously, where we're getting a lot of inflation. But who knows? In a year, in 5 years, in 10 years.
But that's the same.
This could completely reverse itself, and this stuff might be worth less than it ever was.
You know,
but that's also the thing with anything that is a collectible.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a chance that tomorrow the bottom falls out.
I got a comic book collection, and believe me, I know, like, I'm not holding my breath that I'm ever going to get the money I put in.
Late 80s, early 90s baseball cards.
You know, stuff like that.
The only thing that has saved them is grading.
Yeah, and grading's helped comics a lot too, to be fair. But it's the sort of thing though, is like, I don't care. It's a passion. I didn't get into that to, you know, be a gold digger or something. If I wanted an investment, I would be in the stock market. So, you know, it's way easier. It's way like, you know, more convenient than trying to deal with a market as insane as video games.
I mean, Russ hit it on the head with naming the two people. And the guy was really like going off saying that Metal Jesus, you know, looks like he ate a small child and needs to be put on Ozempic.
We don't need to do personal attacks on the way somebody looks.
I'm just saying what this guy said.
The thing is, I will say this: those are two people that I have either unsubscribed from, or muted, or don't recommend this channel to, because their thumbnails and their titles are, to me, they've pushed a lot of FOMO and a lot of that kind of stuff. And
Fat Russ is saying
all of the shock thumbnails. Like I don't know why, but that's like one thing. You know, everyone's like, and it's like, nope, boom, I don't want to see your channels anymore. Like, your thumbnails are just irritating me to no end. But
very clickbaity, right? That's what.
Yeah, they're very clickbait. They feel clickbait, whether they are or not. They lost me at the clickbaity look of a thumbnail.
Well, it's just that FOMO. Anything that's like FOMO to buy stuff, to me, is just like an instant turnoff. But that's just me. personally. I know that may not be the case for everybody, but Fat Russ was saying also Mr. Rightway.
Yep.
And I've noticed that as well. I used to like his channel, but he's pushed so much FOMO stuff, and I think that I can't follow him.
I like his
Mike
stuff.
hit it right there too. There's a lot of shills.
Yep, tons of shills. Oh man, there's more shills on YouTube than anything else.
Yeah.
I don't know what that analogy means.
Well, it's just people pushing different products.
Yeah.
Right. That's what they are. Or they'll shill for a company, right? You'll get like the Sony fanboys or the Nintendo fanboys. And it doesn't matter how bad the product is. They'll say, "Oh, this game was amazing. Go out and buy it." And it doesn't matter how bad it is. Like there's a lot of that going around. Because a lot of these guys get kickbacks, right? Or they get free game codes to do reviews, and you want to pretend like that doesn't influence the review of the game. Yeah, right. Of course it does.
Because if you think about it, like, think about it honestly, and be honest with yourself. How difficult would it be to like a company? So, say an NIS America approaches you, gives you this wonderful new game that they've coming out with. It's got all of this, you got a special media release. It's got all of these trinkets and doodads and bebobs, and they just give it to you. The game is absolute garbage. Everything that they sent you is flimsy and just falls apart. I know how big of a fan of NIS America you are. I think you would have a tough time being 100% honest about it.
Nah.
Because you're like, if I say horrible things about this game, the likelihood that they will ever send me something again is very small. It's infinitesimal. And that's just something as a human being, I think that you have to fight. Not saying that you can't, but I think some of us, especially if we haven't been given much stuff, it would be tough to do.
Well, definitely be a challenge, right?
I mean, it would be a challenge, but based off of the fact that I wouldn't be a sellout when it came to it either, and I would give an honest opinion, and I would say, listen, it's this game.
You think you would?
I don't. But see, the thing is, I don't need to be bought out by a company just to change my opinion, because I become like every other drone.
Yes, but I'm saying you have to be cognizant of it. And I don't know if a lot of creators, they get to the point where they stop thinking about it and they're just like, I need to keep getting this stuff so I can get the views, so I can get the money from my channel. And the way of doing that is to get, the pre-release items. Oh, I get the game a week before anybody else. And so I got to be gushing about it.
So here, I'll give you a perfect example with this scenario. My cousin who streams went and dumped a ton.
See, Fat Russ is honest.
I mean, I couldn't, but my cousin dumped a ton of money into gamer subs. I mean, a ton of money. And like to the point where he was paying firms upwards of like $350 every 2 weeks that he was working overtime because he just bought gamer subs like crazy. And they didn't even get, and he was posting on Instagram, YouTube, everything, gamer subs. Even if he told me, like, even if the flavor was garbage, he wanted wanted to get behind them so much. And they didn't even give him the right time of day. And after years, 5 years, my cousin told me, of streaming gamer subs, and I mean, his room was plastered with this garbage. Okay, everything. He spent, I think when we totaled it out, I think he spent close to about $15,000 on their merchandise, which is mind blowing. They didn't recognize him at all. When I went to a show last year, and I gave them the card, I gave him like his stream card, all this garbage and everything like this. They contacted him, and they said to him, oh, well, you're not a big time streamer. We're not going to really get like enough subscription money off of you or anything. But we'll send you a care package and that's it. That broke him.
Wow.
Broke him, where he took all their stuff and basically burned it in a bonfire. 2 days later, 2 days later, Advanced GG saw him do this and picked him up as a streamer, Advanced GG, because they felt so bad for him. And like, that is how I feel these YouTube people view this, because they need to hype. The problem is that they need to hype up the next big thing to keep their ratings going. Mm-hmm. So now, it's the PlayStation 3. We're going to hype this up, or we're going to hype this up, or we're going to do this, or we're going to do that. That's why I like John Hancock, because John Hancock is true to himself. He's true to viewing, like, hey, let's talk about the Evercade or Mad Little Pixel. I like him too. The other guy that had the heart condition, he's bald, and he was excellent with like keeping true to himself as well. But these people, dude, I'll drop it. Thank you, Simba. I'll drop it like real quick, and then you guys can go on. When Mr. Whatever walked into GameStop, and I'm an avid Saturn collector. When you walk into the GameStop and you have a stack of Saturn games just sitting there, and they're one banger after the next, including the No Spine Astal, which is very hard to find because Astal's name is not on the spine at all. It's a very rarer Saturn game to go after. When you have all this stuff sitting there, you didn't just happen to walk into a GameStop and said, "Oh my Lord Jesus, thank you for this." Nah, someone called you up on the phone and gave you a tip and said, "Yo, listen, put our GameStop in your show so I can get more ratings." And this is the problem that we're seeing with these prices.
You mean inauthentic videos?
Yes. I'm sorry, but if NIS came to me and said this, I would be like, listen, I'm going to give an honest opinion. If the game is garbage, the game is garbage. I said I've worked QA for 7 to 10 years of my life. I said testing your game and coming out and telling the world the bugs are fine. I completely understand that, but I'm not going to say this is the next best thing since sliced bread or whatever it is, because it's
the next thing. And that's what a lot of the YouTubers do. I feel like they get on that hype train of whatever the thing is just to get views. And it's sort of like, I can't even blame them because that's the way the platform's set up, right?
Yep.
You're going to get more views based on whatever's trending at any given time, no matter how stupid it is or how bad it is as a game or an idea. So they're sort of at the mercy of whatever's popular in the moment.
I've seen too many companies that have PMs, project managers, or system support engineers, SMEs, go into a client, say the software is great, we're going to do all of this, sell the software off to the company, go on to the next, and then the company that they sold the software to is left carrying the pieces because the software was not what that company required that they needed. And they built an entire project based off of and sent out PMOs and everything. And I'm going way over people's heads, but sent out PMOs, purchase orders, and other stuff. And that's how I feel like these YouTubers are based. They're selling all of this stuff, and then they move on to the next thing and sell this crap to us, and then go to the next thing. And this is what's driving these prices crazy. It's becoming to the point where in New York, you walk into a store, there's no prices. They take the game, they have a camera, scan the image of the game, it comes up in price charting, and then they basically add 20, 30, 40% to whatever the game is, and that's the price.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But
I don't know how these places stay in business, though. This is the thing. I guess it's just so many people are willing to pay the extra money. They just put it on the credit card. They don't care. They're in massive debt anyway. What difference does it make?
Bingo.
I don't know. Maybe that's what it is.
The thing is, you never know what somebody whether it's video games or new car or whatever, you never know what kind of financial situation they may be in. And actually, this is a topic that Say and I had talked about earlier in the week about doing as a discussion, is the financial side and going into debt to get some of this stuff.
Oh yeah, that would be really interesting to do.
So
I'd
that
love to be in
might
that
be
one
something
too.
to do next week, and
Yeah.
get several people on, and have honest conversations like, how do you afford to buy your games?
I'd be really interested to hear about what based on your income or whatever, do you have any kind of budget for your hobbies, whatever they are, gaming or something else, and like, do you actually stick to it? And
Yeah.
how do you support that? Is it credit based, or is it actually based on money you actually have? Right.
Not future earnings you are hoping that you will
Right,
receive.
because you could
Yeah.
lose a job anytime if that's where your money comes from. You have no guarantee that
Yep.
you're going to make that
Yep.
money, And this is why I think pre-orders are kind of dumb too, because the same reason, right? So many people struggle to just do basic math for their finances, and then they're pre-ordering all this stuff, and they're, racking all those expenses up, and they might not even have a job when it comes out. It's crazy.
But most people don't plan for tomorrow. They don't plan for a rainy day. It's consume, 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 consume.
Yeah.
And,
Well, that's certainly what we're programmed to do in America.
Yep. Consume next product, consume next product. And, prices, be darned. I don't care. I'm just going to.
But isn't it interesting, though, what's happened, at least even right here with Anthony, as far as you're talking about now, you've been motivated to look into your backlog more, or consider what you have that you could play that isn't dependent on Sony or the internet, all these other things. And maybe that's happening to a lot of other people as well for the first time, because of what Sony has just done. So in a way, maybe it could actually be a benefit for people if they've never considered this sort of thing before.
Yeah.
Because eventually it was going to be something, right? Physical games were going to go away. Internet was going to become prohibitively expensive. Any kind of problem could have happened in the supply chain for various reasons, either political or war or whatever. All kinds of stuff could disrupt your ability to constantly consume new video games.
No, you're totally right. I mean, and with what you're saying about the whole buying of video games and everything else, and not get like too drastically into it. I mean, like I have a savings, and we put money away, and whenever we hit a milestone that we think is financially appropriate within the savings, we'll take, like, my wife and I will take money out, and then I'll give like the kids some money out of that. I'll go buy some games, she'll go buy some stuff, and then it's right back to putting money back in the savings again. Kind of like the same concept as like what a 401k would be.
Yeah.
So that's, and I do milestones like every 2 months or 3 months or so. We sit down and financially plan everything together.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I cancel all my subscriptions, all that type of stuff or whatever it is. But
it sounds like you're very fortunate. You have a partner who's on board, right? You guys are working on that together. Not even everybody's that fortunate, right? They might be motivated to keep a budget or something like that. Their partner's a total spendthrift. It could just be a constant battle.
That stuff, like when you're getting involved with someone that you want to find, you should try to find out what are their spending habits.
Oh, definitely.
Because it's one of those things you can set yourself up for failure. But I want to go. So we've talked about the price of games and PS3 and all that, and FOMO in particular. Like, the thing is, people are focusing on the PlayStation 3. Now, prices are going up and up and up and up and up and up. Well, look at this. The Sega Master System has dropped.
Mm-hmm.
At least the average price has. Median price has actually gone up a little bit, but it's It's crazy. You don't have to collect what everybody else is collecting.
Yep.
You can pick and choose, find something that you like. I mean, the Master System is a very niche market in a niche market, which is retro collecting. Retro collecting is niche. Because when you think about, when people talk about the how big the video game industry is, it's bigger than movies and television and all of that as far as income.
Mm-hmm.
They're not talking about the retro stuff.
Right.
They're just talking about modern gaming.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and it's exploded in the last decade, right, compared to what it was before that, even in terms of GDP.
Yeah, and people just unfortunately don't take the time, and that's one of the things that really irritates me so much about some of the videos is that they're talking it does not seem like they talk enough about whether or not the game is good, whether it's not something you should play.
Mm-hmm.
So again, we're looking at the Master System, so we'll look at Alf right here. Loose at $65, complete is $215. Wow. This is a bad game. This is a bad game. I have a loose copy of it. I actually enjoy playing it. I know it is a bad game.
Mm-hmm.
If I was recommending games to people, it's a rare game. I would not recommend Alf to anybody unless they were a huge fan of the TV show and the cartoon, and they collected Alf memorabilia all over the place. But
and even then, it's still probably a bad idea the way you're describing it.
Yeah, I mean, I played it last night on stream because I'm going through and doing the Master System Mania, and I'm just playing a bunch of Master System games for its 40th anniversary this year. Right. And I mean, it's rough. It is a really rough game. I don't know how rushed it was. If it was something that they wanted to get out in a certain time frame, but like I said, out of the 113 games, there are 172 listed on here, but that's not exactly right. The 113 games that were released in the United States, the only games I would put below Alf would probably be the great sports titles. And that's it. Yeah, just watch the Alf show. It's much better.
I love the show. Yeah.
The game has bad hitboxes. Like I said, I would not recommend it to people. But unless there's always those caveats. But even then, you gamer, consumer, collector, you need to decide what it is that you are looking for in your game collection or the games that you want to play. Do you want to play janky stuff? If you want to play janky stuff, Alf is there. If
some people are into that. I don't know why, but some people are. That's actually kind of their hobby, I've noticed.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I enjoy it for the most part. It is super janky. Hitboxes are kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And the
hey, he's back.
Yeah. I'm gonna hit your box.
I know, I'm getting irritated because a lot of these games are not US games. But
oh, they're Brazilian games.
No, most of these are PAL. But
oh, really? So
this one.
Can I ask you about
Brazilian?
The Master System stuff. So you have US release, then you have PAL, then you have Brazil.
There's Brazil. Brazil usually commands a premium price if you want a Brazilian game, which is kind of crazy. Because this right here, Chaplin X Dracula, is Ghost House. $80 loose, 170 loose. Well, if you come down, look at Ghost House, and that's one of the cards, and the cards can be a little bit more expensive, but $22, $36.
That's a fun game, Ghost House.
It is a fun game, and the Brazilian version is actually really cool for the changes they made for it. But
you see, Wubbs, you were talking about
there's so many good games that you could pick up for the Master System, and if you don't want to complete in box, they are very affordable.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. Like, if you want to play old games, man, a great way to save money is just don't care about CIB.
Yep. Yep,
See,
yep. And if you look at the median price, so it's listing 136 of 172. The median price is $17. So that means, what is that? 60 game 60. What is that? 67. What game 67 is actually 16.99, and so 66 and back is less than $17, and 68 forward is more. But the average price is $25. There's not a ton of stuff that's super expensive on the Master System.
I mean, I feel like this is where, like you were saying, Anthony, a year or two ago, you were doing this with PS3, getting the big lots with, 10 games for $50 or whatever, that kind of thing. I did that a little bit a few years ago just to rebuild a little bit of my library because I had sold my PS3 stuff a while back and wanted some of it back just to collect. And I don't do that with most things, as you guys know, but it was so cheap. It was like I couldn't say no to it, some of the stuff I saw. And I think that's the real trick with this hobby. If you're not a hardcore collector for trying to get stuff in pristine condition to flip, and you're trying to make a business out of it, the best thing to do by far is always just be buying whatever everyone else doesn't want at any given time, because eventually you can't. It's not always going to be that way, right? And we're seeing it right now with the PS3. These prices, they're going through the roof compared to where they were a year ago.
So it's interesting.
Nobody wanted this stuff a year ago. Nobody cared about that Yakuza game a year ago.
No one.
Azura's Wrath. Nobody cared at all.
we went through. We were in DLP's chat one night, and someone came in and said, "Well, like I was talking about Kuno and Ruler Rose and Haunting Grounds and like all that other stuff, and like me having 2 Dinosaur Peaks." And he said, "Well, what are you, rich?" And I said, "No." He's like, "Well, being in New York, you got to be rich and stuff." And I said, "No." I just said what I did as a kid, and what I kind of do now is I asked people around and took surveys of what games that they were playing that were the popular games.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would go into the stores and I would buy the games as a kid that were not popular at all.
Right.
And those non-popular games became the games that were the most. Like I have a thing for. I love the Flintstones. I'm surprised I don't even have a Flintstones tattoo, which is odd. But I absolutely
There's
love.
Still time.
There is, and there's space left. There's definitely space left. But I just did Barney and Rubble just right across my stomach. But I mean,
there you go.
I love Dinosaur Peak, and I was lucky enough to get 2 copies of it. And I've been after the one for Genesis for a while, but I'm not going to pay $152 for it.
Oh yeah, I know.
Stupid. But I picked it up because of my love of Flintstones. But it's just those are the games I don't understand. Common games like, yes, Puppeteer is a phenomenal game.
Yeah, it looks really cool. We've talked about that before.
And Wubs, if you ever get the chance, or anyone even watching this, like, you really should. I mean, like, go look at videos of Puppeteer. It's very.
Oh, dude, I've seen videos. Don't worry, it's on my backlog. I will be playing it. I won't be paying $60 or $100 for it, but don't worry, I will be playing it.
No, it's true. It's such a great game, and I don't understand why mark it up like 200. Why that game in particular? I don't understand.
Well, it's that thing of just. I'm sure in that case it was probably fairly limited print. It wasn't like a COD game or something that just sold millions of copies, like a God of War, that sort of thing, and nobody cared for so long. Again, and so what happens when nobody cares? They all get lost. They all find themselves in random places or in the trash, and then you're left with what you're left with. And it's more limited than it was to begin with.
It's true.
It all comes down to supply and demand. Because if you look at it with the Pokemon games, there is not a small supply of those games. You go to a convention, almost every vendor has Pokemon games to sell.
Oh yeah.
But they command such a high price.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if the demand is actually that high for the games.
I don't know.
I know it is high.
I don't know how it could be, frankly. Not for the way they're priced.
Yes,
With how
They're
many have
selling
been
at that price.
produced.
That's the thing. So there's. I mean,
Yeah,
I
but
have to go
that's
with
the thing, though. I
people
feel
are
like
crazy. The demand is high, and they're willing
Yeah.
to get it so they can have that piece of their childhood.
it's
but
the
that's-
FOMO.
That's why I think it's great to have. Here is the most I will pay for a game.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I certainly think it's really like your $60 thing is a good limit. Something like that. I mean, it'd be different for everybody.
Yeah.
I think that's a good rule to have. It'll definitely save you a lot of money in the long run. That's for sure.
Yeah.
that's true.
But not enough people are okay with not having whatever.
I think
Whatever
this
it
is that's the part that's so hard for me to understand. I guess it's just because I've been a gamer for decades, and I've seen these cycles happen over and over again. The new system comes out, everybody wants it, everybody's paying retail for it. 5 years later, 10 years later, no one cares, and you can pick it up for $50 with 10 games, and 2 controllers. And it's like I've seen that cycle happen over and over again. I know we might not see it this round because of how chaotic the supply chain is now, but that's the way that it was. And you could set your watch to it. It was so consistent the way that this industry worked. You could. And I figured it out when I was really young. If I just stay one gen behind, I never have to spend a lot of money in this hobby.
Mm-hmm.
I can basically have this hobby forever, and I will spend a fraction of the money everybody else spends. And I guarantee you, I would go neck and neck with anyone else who's been a lifelong gamer right now, other than maybe you, Owaz. Maybe. I don't know, but you're a big collector, so you got a lot more stuff than I do. But in general, I would be willing to go neck and neck with, like, let's see who spent less in this hobby, but still gamed all these years and never ran out of anything to play.
Yeah.
I always had games to play. I always had more games than I could play. No, not when I was a kid, right? Because back then it was like, oh, wow, you're lucky to get one game a year, right? Or like 1 or 2. But, ever since I've had my own money and been able to hustle, right, I've always had more games than I could play.
Yeah.
For sure. I always will. And that's the other reason why I'm not really worried about the PS6 or whatever Microsoft is doing or any of these companies, because it's like there's a whole history there that you can dive into, and it's relatively accessible too. If you want to play old games and you're not afraid of jailbreaking or emulation, you can get into this hobby for $100. Frankly, that's all it takes. If you got internet.
If you have a 10-year-old computer, if you have a 20-year-old computer, there are emulators that will run on it.
That's the thing.
Not run the PS5 emulator. Yeah.
Well, no, you're not going to run the latest stuff, but think about it this way, right? Like, if you have even a 10-year-old computer, which I do, one of my computers was made in 2015. I picked it up for like $80 on eBay during COVID, and it's still a great system. It still runs a ton of stuff. And I could run anything up through at least Wii U on that system. I probably couldn't do PS3 or 360, but I could probably do most of Wii U. And everything before that, that's the majority of the history of video games right there, is on that one device that I spent less than $100 for. It has the hardware that can do it, right? I mean, it's crazy. If you put it in that kind of perspective, it's like, why are we even considering spending thousands of dollars for computers and consoles and all this stuff and paying $600 for 8 gigabytes of RAM? It's like, that's insane. Just get a used computer and dive into the hobby, and let the companies go cold, right? Like, don't support these insane prices or these insane reseller prices. Like, let them fail. Let them fail.
I just don't understand where these people are getting their made up numbers from. I really don't. I mean, maybe this guy
wherever they want to, they can pull them out of the air or out of the places where you don't want to smell somebody's finger afterwards.
I think this guy is
that doesn't even matter. They can put whatever number they want, but it's up to people to decide if they're willing to pay it.
Right. Well, this guy with the AI View stream booth, you know where the prices are coming from? You seem like an intelligent person. But I mean,
hey, don't be calling out the bots.
but it's just I don't know. Like, I don't understand. I mean, in the day of emulation and everything like that, I don't know why these prices are even still where they are. Yeah, you have collectors and stuff, but when it comes down to it, most of the stuff that I have in my room and most of the stuff throughout the years is probably going to get disc rot,
Right.
and or something,
Well,
and Sony's just gonna.
We were talking about that last week. Me and Owaz on this show. We were talking
Yeah.
about how all the hardware is going to fail, all the discs are going to fail. It's just a matter of time. So if you're sitting around thinking like, "Oh yeah, 5 generations down the line, they'll still be talking about me because of my amazing PS3 disc collection." No, they won't. Those things are going to die way before you have that many descendants. Like, it's not going to exist anymore, son.
very likely none of it will last. And if any of it does, then I could kind of see some outrageous prices for it, because it's like, well, there was 1 million of these produced, but now there's only 5 of these that work.
Right.
But
yeah, I mean, then it's like a supply demand thing to an extreme.
Yeah, but in that long, I don't think people are going to care.
No, I don't either. I mean, I think people have proven that they don't care. They don't care about emulation. They don't care about the price increases, I guess. I mean, obviously the people on YouTube care. They're making videos about it, and our friends care.
Of course.
But the average, what is the average person? The average person, I don't know, like, who's a gamer but has other interests as well, they don't care about any of this stuff at all. They're not even taking the time to watch any YouTube videos about it. They're just going to consume whatever the big corporations put in front of them to consume.
Yep.
And put it on the credit card.
Yeah. Tuesday, I went over to a buddy's house, and we had Taco Tuesday. And at one point, he's a big gamer, and we've been playing games together for years. Mm-hmm. And I was talking to him. He's not a collector. He has he's kept some games from the 360, some games from some of the PlayStations and so on. What's going on, Ty Lord?
Hey, Ty Lord.
And so on.
What's up, Ty Lord?
Like, is this the week that people are supposed to boycott the PlayStation 5? I think it's this week or next week. Like, he's sitting there talking about buying games, picking stuff up. He's not I don't think he's really all that worried about the physical stuff, and he's not worried about the digital stuff.
Right.
And like, I was like, should I say something to him about this boycott?
It's like, should you like tell Neo he's in the Matrix or not? Like, should you just let him have his blue pill?
Yeah, and I didn't say anything to him about it. I was just like, you know what?
Right.
He just wants to play games.
Yeah, and I think I think you made the right call, honestly. Like, I think he's better off, probably. There's no reason for him to experience any drama or, be upset about all this stuff, because the way that he wants to engage in the hobby, it doesn't really affect him that much, right?
It's different than how I engage with it, how you engage with it, how Satan engages with it. And if we get down to it, there's probably a little bit of difference in how we all engage with it. Because if you think about it, we don't all collect the same stuff. And
sure.
Not just, that surface level.
Hanging out with you guys, I always feel kind of like an imposter, because it's like everybody's a big collector, and I'm in here like, I got like, I don't know, maybe 20 PS3 games, maybe four PS4, maybe 20 PS5s. That's about it. I got my Switch stuff. I got like 20 Switch games, maybe. Which I mean, to me, it's a lot of physical stuff because I live in a pretty small house, but it's not like, even I wouldn't even call myself a collector, really, because it's just not. You're sitting in a room there, like, filled with more stuff on a shelf than I've got total.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say that, though.
Yeah, you can go back and look at, or just look over my head. Oh, over here. That's just Mark III and SG-1000 stuff. So we're talking niche. That's what this stuff is.
Mm-hmm.
Japanese. This was the Mark III is the Master System in Japan. The SG-1000 was Sega's first home console, and like, nobody cared. No, and when I say nobody, I'm speaking in generalities. nobody cares about the Master System. More nobodies don't care about the Mark III, and even more nobodies don't care about the SG-1000. And that is A-okay. Because when I meet somebody who knows what that stuff is, it is like Christmas every time.
Right.
Because there's such fun conversations, because the games are semi-rare, the people that collect it are semi-rare. It's not like the NES when you throw a rock and you're going to hit 5 people.
Oh yeah, or just everybody knows about it.
So
sure.
That was one of the reasons that NES and SNES never really appealed to me. It's like I could start collecting those at any time and be able to pick up really good games at any time. It doesn't really matter to me.
Well, any time before the last few months probably would have been better.
It's just nuts.
Your game consoles won't play DVDs or Blu-rays for the first time since PS1. That's Tyler. I did. I think I posted on X, maybe on my Facebook account that I don't hardly use, that 20 years after the PS6 launches, people will consider it retro, even though there are no physical games for it.
Yeah.
Boom.
Well,
like when I had that revelation, I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. And it's going to be sad because
they'll collect
people are still going to think that. And I was like, that's why I am not personally, I do not feel just because something gets older, you get to slot it into the retro category. But that we need to get a big panel and then discuss what
value, right? Value. That's the thing. Just because something is older, why does it have more value?
Yeah,
that's the thing, right? It's like I was having this conversation, Anthony. I know you're going to hate me for this, but that we were talking about the Wii and the Virtual Boy, right, the other day, and I was like, the Virtual Boy gets all of this artificial love because it was super rare, right? But it wasn't this amazing system, from my perspective, you know. And
it wasn't.
It's cool. It's cool because of how rare it is, and I get the allure of that. We naturally, as humans, we're drawn to things that are rare, I think, to a certain extent. So I can understand that interest, but as someone who actually owned the Virtual Boy and played the games, I can tell you there was a reason it failed.
So, Sayan, do you want to go ahead and argue all that? Because Sayan is a big fan of the Virtual Boy.
I know he is. We've gone back and forth on that some before. I understand
it's so different than everything else, though. That's one of the
right. It's so different, but it's like when you were just saying the whole thing of value and age and stuff. That's what I immediately think of, because the Virtual Boy is really valuable now, right? You can put it up on price charting. I'll bet it's super expensive now if you were going to actually find a console, and I'll bet the games have been going up too because of all this. Because basically everything has except your Master System there, otherwise.
Well, Mark III stuff has actually jumped in price some, which is kind of weird. But there's stuff even for the Master System. Like, I'm thinking of shrinking my Master System collection. I've got a US set, not complete in box, and it's not. And some people would say it's not even a US set because there are certain games that you have to have with a sticker on the UPC box. Sorry, on the box, the UPC sticker on the box, so that you can confirm that it is a US release game. And for me, it's just like, I just wanted to have the games so I could play them. So games that were released in the United States, I have a copy of all. But I'm planning on shrinking that down. And one of those is Phantasy Star has shot up. It's like, well, I could sell my Master System copy. I still got my Mark III copy over there.
Right.
I can still play it. Virtual Boy, according to price charting, $372 loose, $773 complete in box.
How much was it?
770 complete in box and 370 loose.
Yeah, wow. That's insane.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, from my perspective, it's crazy. I get it to a certain extent with the Virtual Boy, though, because of how rare it is. It is rare.
No, I would not LP.
It doesn't make it better to me personally, but I can understand why it would be that pricey from a market perspective. And I mean, the other thing is, it's all based on our individual experiences, right? Like you, Anthony, you have a lot of nostalgia around it.
I do.
So I'm not trying to take that away from you at all when I, am critical of the console.
If I had to say, though, Saturn would be my ultimate. Like, it would be Saturn over the Virtual Boy. I love Saturn. I think my three favorite systems are Saturn, PC Engine, and Neo Geo. Though no, well, Genesis, but Genesis and Neo Geo. I just love Saturn. I have a very large Saturn collection. But Virtual Boy, I had a ton of fun with Virtual Boy. I had loads of fun with Super Nintendo as well. But if I'm ever going to sit down and play something, it's going to be PC Engine over anything.
Yeah.
It's just PC. I love I love a lot of games on PC Engine. I think they're great. So I avidly collect for PC Engine. That's why when I went on price charting and I looked up PCCD and the Hue cards, they're going through the roof. Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't have bent on Steam Hearts, but I found a really good price for it, picked it up, and 2 weeks later, the game went up even more in price. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I'm done. I'm not. Like, I couldn't deal with it. And I said, this is ridiculous.
Tylord asked, what's worse, Virtual Boy collectors or Jaguar collectors?
Jaguar collectors.
Yeah, I would probably agree with that. Because I will say, like, the games that I had for the Virtual Boy that I remember, Mario Tennis and Wario Land or Wario World, whatever the Wario 2D side scroller was, that they were really good. I did like the games a lot. The problem was Nintendo didn't make enough games, right? Because it just didn't sell very well. So I think that it's a console that had a lot of potential that just, never got to be realized, unfortunately.
Well, I mean, it's definitely possible. 'Cause even some of the, like the Dreamcast, I think, died too young.
Yeah, talking about consoles with potential. God, the Dreamcast was amazing.
Dreamcast was amazing. Dreamcast was absolutely.
I never had a Dreamcast, and I feel 1,000% confident saying that just because I've played the arcade games that were on Dreamcast. So,
I mean,
it was a fantastic console.
It was a fantastic console. I still love going back. Soul Calibur to me is one of the best fighting games.
Oh yeah, I totally agree. Top 5 fighting games of all time.
I haven't played it in a couple of years. I could go back and play and have just a great time with it. It is so fun.
I played so much Soul Calibur 2 on PS2 because I had a friend that had that in college, and I played Ivy on that thing so much.
Soul Calibur's it's a good game.
But the Dreamcast also had Marvel vs. Capcom, right?
Yep.
Which is also a banger. Totally awesome fighting game. Code Veronica, Crazy
Code
Taxi.
Veronica was really good. So Dreamcast is now on its way up.
Yeah,
that's not surprising.
If you look at this, it goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down.
We're just on an upswing.
Yeah.
Hey, we're not like crazy though. I mean, considering the median.
Yeah,
we're up a lot for the last 5 years, right? I mean, they're in May 21, it's way lower, but we're not like significantly higher than we were a few years ago.
Yeah, that is sad, Mike.
Oh wow, that is sad. Lost all 3 Dreamcasts he had. Well, if it makes you feel any better, Mike, I'm on my, what is this? Pretty sure this is my 4th PS3. So.
No, because you forget in that PS there should be an O in the middle.
PSO 3?
No, in between the P and the S, POS.
Oh.
I don't mean point of sale.
Right. No, that's just because you're such an Xbox guy, which I totally respect too.
Actually, it was pretty almost like a flip of the coin whether I was going to collect PlayStation or Xbox. I think Xbox got a lot of the early Sega stuff that was supposed to be on the Dreamcast, and I went that way.
Yep.
And thankfully, a buddy gave me his Xbox with a bunch of games. Or no, I was able to go to a pawn shop and get a bunch of games. Mm-hmm. So,
well, that is a huge influence, right? Because I got my first PlayStation used for like $40 or $50, in the late 90s, and it came with the game. I think it came with like Kingsfield or Kingsfield 2 and a couple of controllers from a pawn shop. That's what I used to do when I was a kid. I would buy games from pawn shops because we didn't have Craigslist and eBay and all these other things, right? But I always had a local pawn shop that I could go to and buy games or trade.
You're totally right about that.
So, like, we've been talking about the Dreamcast currently right now. I wish that was not like that. But so, LP mentions KO the Kangaroo. But what other games on the Dreamcast would you guys like to really take a quick look at and just look at the price and just be like, why is that game that price?
That are specifically on Dreamcast or other consoles?
Just the Dreamcast at the moment. So KO the Kangaroo is $51 loose and $117 complete.
I haven't even heard of that one.
I don't think I have either. Mike Tendo, is that the Sword of the Berserk? But just
it's crazy.
take a quick look at the snapshot of where some of the games that people like are at. Slave Zero is a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that game.
Skies of Arcadia is a
good.
popular RPG, right?
Skies of Arcadia is good.
Crazy expensive. There we go. Sword of the Berserk. $40 loose really isn't that bad. That's a fun game. It's a Diablo style hack and slash game.
Oh yeah, I remember reading about that game. I never had a Dreamcast, sadly, but I remember. I mean, I had a subscription to one of the magazines at the time.
I had a buddy that used to come over, and I'd just watch him play.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was a big I was playing Diablo 2 at the time, I think.
Oh, nice.
And so I'd play that, and he'd play that, and like I'd call him over for cool stuff, and he'd call me over for I just had to look over for cool stuff.
See, that's the way to like have fun with your friends when you're playing single player games.
Yeah. Okay, going up to Illbleed. If there's games you guys want to look at, go ahead and drop them in chat.
Cannon Spike.
All right, Jay.
Cannon Spike is on that system. It'll be stuck on that system forever.
Illbleed. Holy cow!
Wow.
$200 loose.
Yeah, Illbleed.
$300 complete.
But Illbleed's a shooting game, I think.
It's not a big mystery why people copied these, is it?
So Cannon. Dynamite Cop. Dynamite Cop is such a fun beat 'em up. The QT events actually seem like a fun part of the game. It doesn't take itself nearly as seriously because you can use almost everything. You can hit it and then use it as a weapon. So fun.
Wow, I didn't know Dino Crisis was ported to the Dreamcast.
It's not awesome. very good.
Oh,
so
that's too bad.
Cannon Spike is up there too.
What about Marvel vs. Capcom?
MVC2.
Marvel vs. Capcom.
We should look at Soul Calibur too, since we were talking about them.
So
that's not Capcom, crazy.
Not bad, actually.
Yeah,
45, 64. So I bet I could get Marvel vs. Capcom for $60.
Yeah, probably.
Complete.
Probably you would. Probably could, yeah.
The second one, 70 and a little over 110. That's really not horrible either. I mean, I could probably get the first one complete and the second one loose with my $60 rule.
That's right. I mean, considering how iconic that series is and that it started on the Dreamcast, it's pretty cool.
We're going to look at Zombie Revenge because that one's easy to get to. It's at the very bottom. Zombie Revenge, if you have not heard the announcer say, bullets, you owe it to yourself to go play Zombie Revenge. It is so much fun, and I believe it's actually loosely part of the House of the Dead series.
That's what I was going to ask. Did House of the Dead start on Dreamcast? I can't remember on consoles.
Oh, that's a good question. I think it's on a Saturn.
I think House of the Dead 2 was the first shooter that was on Dreamcast. I don't remember.
There's Skies of Arcadia, 153.
That's a very good game.
CIB.
I was trying to get to
But that was ported to
Omicron.
the PS2, right?
I don't know. Good
There's
question.
a GameCube version of it.
GameCube. Yes, GameCube.
Oh,
that I
GameCube.
know.
Yeah.
Omicron, the Nomad Soul, 29 and 50. Yeah, not
Yeah,
not
that's
crazy
pretty.
prices.
That's not
I mean,
bad. Nightmare Creatures 2 right above it, same range.
yeah, there's plenty of good games that you can get. On,
You got the Phantasy Star online games. Did they have a single player component?
I believe
to
they
them?
did. And actually, I remember same buddy that was playing Sword of the Berserk coming over, and I don't remember if he may not have had his Dreamcast online, or he may have, I forget. But he'd come over, and that was one of the few games that I actually used the internet, so he could play that. And like that was another one I'd watch him play that.
Sure.
Trying to think of some other games that. Oh, Choo Choo Rocket. Let's look at Choo Choo Rocket. That is one of the fun. Oh, then look at Crazy Taxi.
There's
$20.
Crazy Taxi. Oh, Crazy Taxi's cheap. Look at that.
$50. And the thing is, as nice as manuals are, in all seriousness, they're not really needed.
Look at that. Dead or
Great
Alive
to have,
2
but-
is only 30.
Yeah. Choo Choo Rocket's $20 and $30 complete box. That is a fun puzzle game.
Oh, cool.
What is?
And it has multiplayer. It has very hectic multiplayer.
Neat.
Did Choo Choo Rocket come bundled with the console? I mean, I bought mine later, so it didn't.
Choo
I don't-
Rocket.
Oh,
I never
my
heard of any of this.
Dreamcast came with the Smash Pack, the Sega Smash Pack. So I don't know if I
What
can
was
get
that?
camera to
The
actually see it.
boxing game? The knockout, whatever?
You gotta move, buddy. So you can see it's in that box
Oh,
right
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Put a sleeve over the Dreamcast box.
Cool.
But,
I've never heard of any of these games before. Choo Choo Rocket.
Yeah, there's a bunch of these I hadn't heard of. What about
Yeah.
Soul Calibur?
Oh, yeah, we had talked about that one. We should look at it, huh? Soul Calibur. Oh, Record of Lodoss War was another one.
That one was not very good at all.
Oh, that's
There's
too
the
bad.
Smash Pack. It's cheap. It came bundled with
Mm.
some Dreamcasts. It has some emulation issues, but it has Sega Swirl, which is a very fun puzzle game. My wife likes to go back and play it all the time.
And Sonic games on it?
Sonic. Holy cow. Okay, Sonic Adventure, $67 complete. Seems kind of high.
It does, because that thing must have sold a lot.
It had to have. But again, people
Look at the
wanting
second
a
one,
lot.
though. $170.
Well, that's expensive.
That is ridiculous. And the thing is, the GameCube versions aren't that much cheaper.
I see Soul
If they
Calibur
are at all.
down there. It's only 40. That's not bad.
$40 complete, $20 loose.
See, that's actually really good if you're like a fighting game person just to collect. That would be a good one to have in your
Yeah.
collection.
Base Channel 5.
Oh yeah, that game looks so fun. I never got to play it, but it looked awesome.
What is Space Channel 5?
It's a rhythm game, I think.
Mhm.
So
It's like a sci-fi rhythm game, but it's like
Yeah.
the art style is really cartoony.
but
The
Spider-Man,
South Park games, look at that. They're only like 10 and $30.
yeah. And even if you want them complete, they're almost just double that. That's kind of
Yeah.
cool. Actually.
That's kind of awesome.
Spider-Man 60 and almost 100 complete. That's kind of
How good was the Spider-Man game on Dreamcast? I never heard about it much.
I thought it was fun. There's some tough levels because of cameras,
Hmm.
angles and stuff, but that was still when they were working on getting the camera angles and stuff worked out.
Check out all the Star Wars games. Look how cheap they are.
Oh my
That
gosh,
is
these are
really
cool.
surprising. I guess I shouldn't be. They probably sold really well, but
Yeah,
that just seems like a really cool niche thing. Star Wars games
It
on the
is.
Dreamcast.
yeah, but there
It
look at
is.
three Star Wars games right there. I mean,
For less
It's
than the
$30
price
less.
of GTA 6.
Yeah, right?
You can get 3 CIB Star Wars games on the Dreamcast.
it still saved $10
Still save $10.
because
You can
No-
get Chef's
no matter
Love
what
Shack
people
with
say,
them.
GTA 6 costs $100.
Yep.
If you don't want the full version, you can save $20. That's
right.
it. It's not $80. No, it's $100, and they will sell you a lesser edition.
Look at
Because
that.
they're
Street
so nice.
Fighter Alpha 3 is only 37
Yeah,
and 55. Double Impact 25. Oh wow, that's awesome.
So that's the thing is, you look at most consoles and go through and look House of the Dead 2.
Oh yeah, $20. That's
20
great.
and 30. Not crazy prices. Time Stalkers. That's what I got to get back to. It's almost the same price for Loose and Complete. It's $5 difference.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard good things about Tony Hawk. I don't know. Toy Commander.
Look at that, Tomb Raider.
A fun game.
Tomb Raider games are only $10. Look at that.
Yeah. And Toy Commander, if you liked Micro Machines, well, here you get to play with Micro Machines and fight off the big bad crazy teddy bear.
Nice.
But Unreal Tournament, just like
yeah, that's a fantastic game. I don't know how good it is with a controller, but on PC it's really fun.
You could make a very cool, very good library of Dreamcast games, and come nowhere near to breaking the bank.
Yep.
I mean,
how good are the old consoles? I mean, do they hold up pretty well? I don't really know anything about their repair histories.
Yeah, they do.
I've got 3.
Nice.
I've got my original one. The laser on it is weakening, and my copy of Toy Story 2 has a lot of scratches on it, and it won't read all of the materials properly to apply to some of the models. So you get some tripped out. Like I should play it during Halloween. You get some really tripped out looking levels, because even the main characters won't have all of the proper textures.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Yes, you should. There is a highlight. I'll have to go see if I can find it really quick. Y'all can discuss stuff in a second. Where I put the game in, and I was like, I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to keep it. They're like, this disc is really bad. It needs to be resurfaced. It loads up and I was like, I am never resurfacing this disc.
That is wild.
But
wow.
It only does that on my original Dreamcast. It has something to do with the, I'm guessing, like I said, it has a weaker laser.
Yeah, it's the laser.
So it drops it down some. Toys is the only DC game you have left. It's not too late to get more. Put it on the VGM. Actually, if collecting for Dreamcast using VGM might not be horrible, or one of those other loot boxes.
Unreal
Tournament not great with a controller on the Dreamcast, sadly. Oh, but you do have. That's true. I forgot you have mouse and keyboard.
PSO on Dreamcast is phenomenal.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Quake 3.
That's when it's easily emulated on other systems. Look at Mark 3. Mark 3 jumped from May to June.
Oh yeah.
The average and the median jumped. So 26 for the median, up to 28. So $2, crazy, but 36 to 45. But part of the problem is, like, really look at the median price, because there's usually something that slips through that is kind of crazy. There may not be, because there wasn't too much crazy stuff for the Mark III. But it's also including SG-1000 stuff. Exclude the variants and exclude the hardware. But yeah, I don't see anything. But yes, there are games in particular and some consoles that the prices are going up. And even if you think about it, so say the price for a library goes up 1%. Well, that 1% spread out over hundreds of games. It's not going to be spread out equally. So even if it went up 100%, those games that are the outliers that are, several $100s, well, if they have a jump at $100, that's going to move that average price a lot further. But that median price, it doesn't really affect nearly as much, because it's what is the game that is in the middle of the entire library.
No, you're right. It's just crazy. It's like, this is all, all the CD system stuff is going up. It's all going up. So it's, no matter whatever way you look at it, it's going up. 3DS had that artificial spike, I looked, and then it just drops. But it drops over time. Over 2 years, it drops. These prices are like out of control. Like I said, I went to the show, LA Retro, and the guy told me, "Oh no, I want 450 for Lunar on Sega CD," and I said I can get it on eBay for 200 right now. He says, "Then why are you wasting my time? Go buy it on eBay." And it's like you're gonna get 400. They're insane.
Yeah, and the thing is, that kind of stuff will kill conventions. Because when the vendors are overpriced, aren't willing to work with you, you know, and you're like, okay, well, I'm going to go to eBay, or, you know, I'm going to go to my local shop or whatever. If you have local shops, like that will kill a convention, especially if there's a lot of vendors that are doing that.
Of course.
So if you can, I would actually call out, you know, if you can get word back to the convention runners and be like, hey, this guy's overpricing stuff, and when it's being pointed out to him, he's being a big jerk about it. You might want to see about not letting him come back, because he's going to put people off from coming back.
They've already had half the convention was gutted, and there were less vendors than there were last year.
Okay, so not Drake. D-Dubs says, you guys make me want to go buy Dreamcast games now. So,
you're welcome.
Now, are we the bad guys? Because have we been hyping up games? And we're like, look how expensive this is? Not really. We've been talking about the prices, but I mean, me personally, like I was gushing about how much fun I had with some of those games.
Right. Just remembering it. And I think maybe the fun thing is with all these other prices going up, it's fun to see that some are at least relatively stable. And or you could get a lot of good games for the Dreamcast for a reasonable price.
Yes, that's a good thing.
That's the bigger thing.
That's a very good thing right there.
Like, as much as I love the Dreamcast, it is one of the systems that I have very few games for.
Mm-hmm. Well, it looks like it's a pretty good time to pick some up then, if there's any that you were trying to get.
Let me see if I can. That's not the one I needed. So, I like my spreadsheets. Wow, someone's getting some alerts.
I'm just screwing around with this, but
well, pay attention. So, let's see. The Dreamcast, I have 63 games, which consist of 4.71% of my collection that I've entered into my spreadsheet.
Only 4% of your collection. So what's the bulk of your collection?
The bulk of my collection, the highest percent, is the Sega Master System. That should be a big shock. The next is the Genesis. Where's Xbox? Next would be the Xbox. And those go 13.6 for the Master System, 13% for the Genesis, and 11.4% for the 360. But if you were to include my digital games for the 360, it would push it past everything else. Mm-hmm. Because $5 deals, those Xbox Live Gold deals for $5, so sweet. I would spend $20, 4 games, 4 AAA games, not just, you know, the indie developed games and stuff that they had on there, but 4. Like, I picked up all 3 of the big Spider-Man titles on the 360 for $5 a piece.
Wow.
Well, that's the way to do it for sure.
I mean, yeah, definitely.
That was the way to do it back in the day, and now it's so hard. Like, I look at Xbox deals and stuff now, like there's so much stuff on sale. It's like, okay, well, what's $5 or less?
Yeah, and then there's still like 2,000 games you got to go through.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, with your stuff, does the Mark III, I mean, are you invested in the Mark III that much? Or does anyone even care about the Mark III? Is it a huge price? When you don't really talk about that, like, is there an uptake in the Mark III? Or
we looked at it, and there was a jump in the average price and a slight increase. But so all right, I'll share my screen with showing this stuff.
Seems like no one really cares about Genesis either. Genesis is always going down.
There are people that care, but like
It's a
I'd say
subgroup, though.
it's
Yes.
the problem is Sega is not in the console market anymore,
Yeah.
and so the upcoming generations may not even know about Sega making consoles unless they go to conventions or they hang out or watch people that mess around with Sega stuff.
Well, that's true.
It's going to be a long time. I mean, every millennial remembers Sega.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is SG-1000. Let me turn this off. So I have
This is only your
80%
stuff.
of the library for the SG-1000. I have 77% of the library for the Mark III. But most of the Mark III stuff that I'm missing is also on the Sega Master System. So don't really need to get those duplicates. And some of the stuff I'm missing for the SG-1000 was available on cartridges and on cards. The cards are just cool to get because you got this little dinky card. But the Master System, so I have 182 games. 124 of them have a case, 96 have manuals, 45 of them have FM, and I've beat 47 of them. I might have a little bit more of that. But Double Dragon, Zillion. Well, let's look at Double Dragon and Zillion. Let me go back to this other one over here. But I'm also looking at my entire collection, looking at trying to reduce the size of it. So Double Dragon. The loose copy has gone down. The complete in box version has gone up. That's interesting. But Double Dragon, if you want to play 2 players, you got to play it on the Master System. Zillion is just a really fun game. But hold on, Double Dragon. What is that even running? Where is it? Double Dragon. $30 complete in box. $12 if you want it loose. They don't have the blue label on there, but the blue label would be a little bit more expensive. Zillion will be down here at the bottom. $40 for a Metroid style game. That's a lot of fun. Zillions and Zillions, but Zillion 2 unfortunately is not as good as the first one. They went with a totally different formula. Your mileage may vary on that one. And Ys, oh my gosh, Ys is a lot of fun. If you have a Master System and you have the sports pad, play it with the sports pad. It's so much fun rolling into the enemies and taking them out because you got to bump into them to deal damage.
Did they put any of the Ys games on Genesis?
Yes. Yes, they did.
Which ones?
Jeez. I don't know offhand. You'd have to go on Price Charting, but I know that they're in and they're not the best.
I'll pull up the Genesis really quick.
They're not the best Ys games.
Oh,
On
okay.
Genesis. They're a little rough.
That's probably why I never heard about it. I mean, we played Shining Force when I was a kid on
Shining
Genesis.
Force is so much fun. Unfortunately,
That's the only big RPG I remember playing on Genesis very much.
Yeah.
I mean, sure there were others, but that was the only one that me and my friends had.
Oh, Phantasy Star 2, 3, and 4 were big.
Oh, yeah. I remember hearing about those. I never got to play those, though. I need to go back and play those.
Okay, come on. We're at X. So Ys 3 came out on the Genesis.
Oh, yeah. Mighty Q Dog said that.
Yeah.
What's going on, Q-Dog?
It's not a good game.
Still in our thunder there, Ray. I need to finish PlayStation 2, Phantasy Star 2. I rage quit Phantasy Star 2 because the number of random battles got to be so frustrating. It's like, I cannot make any progress.
That can be a pain.
They probably re-released it by now, or there's a fan patch that cuts out the random battles.
Oh, it needs the treatment that they gave the Sega Ages version of the first Phantasy Star for the Switch. I made it to the dams, and so I was getting the blue dam card and the red dam card and so on and so forth, and go to the dams and stuff. fighting the dam monsters, and I think I made it through one of the dams. But it was good stuff. So, you know, Kyle said retro game prices going through the roof. Well, some of them are. But
it's a lot of the CD systems though that I've noticed that are going up.
Different systems, it's sometimes specific games that, you know, maybe they're a little bit more popular than others. There is plenty of stuff out there that you do not have to break the bank. You do not have to take out a home loan or go sell.
Refinance your house.
Refinance the house.
Can we look at some PS3 games real quick? Just because, well, that's what I was buying a little bit last year before all this insanity happened.
Here's something very interesting. I haven't looked at this in a very long time because I don't collect for GameCube. But GameCube actually took a dip and went down.
Really?
$38 for the average price, and now it's $34 for the average price.
What was and what is the median price?
That's the median. The median is 16.
Wow.
It's like 14 or whatever now. It's like 16.
I mean, that's not bad, really.
Half of the GameCube games are less than $16.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's pretty good.
Expensive.
I'd say.
Fantasy Sister was the first game I bought from a flea market used years ago. Did it have the strategy guide? Back when games used to come with strategy guides, at least on the Genesis they did.
So PSO for what? You're talking about for Dreamcast? Absolutely not. I'm sorry, for GameCube? For GameCube, PSO.
So what do we want to look at on...
$229, Drake.
Yeah, look at just some games I was tracking for a while. Look at Alice Madness Returns.
Oh, geez, I have that.
Oh, you actually have it? That's awesome.
Physically, I have like half of these games.
There it is. 73 loose, 114 complete.
Yeah, I was looking at that. That was going for like 40 a year ago. That's crazy. Like CIB.
Well, we can actually look at. Oof. Yeah, you can see it. Look at that uptick from May.
It's crazy.
Oof.
It must because I did started the playthrough on my channel. That's what everybody wanted to play it all of a sudden. The 10 people that watched it.
It was all your fault, Wubs.
That's straight right. Up. Blame me.
Bastard.
Ah, see, damn YouTubers.
But this uptick. Oh my gosh, uptick.
Yeah,
that means something.
Right. Yeah, that's a big one. Check out the Saboteur. That's the other one I picked up last year.
What was it?
The Saboteur.
Saboteur.
I paid like $30 for it. CIB. Beautiful copy.
That's SAB something?
Yeah, SAB.
Okay, I heard the Saboteur, and I was like, okay, these are going to take forever. Let's see. Wait for it to load in.
Just do Control F and just type in SAB.
Well, it's having to load in some of the stuff. I don't see an SAB.
Maybe it's under the.
Let's try that then. Control F, the Sab.
There it is.
Oh, the Saboteur.
Yeah, that hasn't gone up nearly as much.
Not horrible.
Yeah, I paid $30 for it, CIB though, perfect condition, last year, so it's still going up.
That Simpsons game is a very good game.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. I got it. Yeah, I got it for $12.
Nice.
But is it $60 good?
No, $76, and it's $12. $12.
The Sly collection is only 40 CIB. I'm surprised. I would have thought that would have been more.
What is it? Sly Cooper.
Yeah.
History. I'm interested.
Oh, LP, that's a good one. Tornado Outbreak. Was that on the PS3 as well?
Don't know. I don't think so.
Oh, Time Shift, and Fractured. Those two games, lots of fun, interesting little mechanic.
Now,
$10, $12, or $11.30.
So here's something very interesting. If you go to Marvel vs. Capcom, that was a Marvel vs. Capcom 2. That is not a physical game. It is a code in a plastic box.
Mhm.
The second one,
Yes, for PlayStation, and people are selling it.
which
For-
PlayStation?
PlayStation 3.
And they're still selling it. Like the code is usable.
The code is not usable, and
Right.
some asylum patient bought it for $97.
Yeah, it's got to be somebody who just didn't realize that, right? Like that's the
Or
only.
someone's going
says
for a
it-
complete set.
But you know what's
Yeah.
crazy, Wubs? It says it on the box, not a game disc
Oh,
download
wow.
code.
So they literally wanted it for the spine on the shelf. That's crazy.
Oh,
Bright
yeah.
yellow
That's
box.
Jumped up there. That's a fun
Crazy.
game too. Marvel versus Capcom 2.
What is that expensive?
Good
85, 130. Batman for a
Lord.
PS1.
Man, get it on the Dreamcast, guys. This is crazy.
Cool. But see,
Yeah, get 3 instead, right?
What?
$12. That's
you got
that's-
2 Medal of Honor games when they were good.
Dude, Airborne was awesome.
So
But
here's
it was
here's
so
something
good.
about
Mass Effect.
here's something about the
Mhm.
PS3 that most people don't know. Drinking
What's that?
Guard 3.
Oh yeah, that's a
Phenomenal game.
banger. Yeah.
Phenomenal game. If you look up Drinking Guard 3 on eBay, the collector's edition is almost at $1,600.
Oh man,
But the normal
crazy.
game is $30.
yeah. Oh, is it still 30? I thought it was more than that. It was like
Oh no,
60 when I was there.
90. 90.
Yeah.
Now it's really
That's got to be more now.
Gundam Dynasty Warriors 2.
Crazy.
The Killer is Dead. I have
Yeah.
that one.
Look at Tornado Outbreak. PlayStation 3,
Oh, it is.
55. Xbox
I didn't see
360,
that.
71. Wii,
Wow.
$12. So,
Look at
are
that.
you
It's
collecting
CIB.
the game or do you still want
more.
to play it?
Yeah, true. That's
The
crazy.
interesting thing is the CIB price for the PS3 is more than the
Yeah.
360, but loose is more on the 360.
See that's how you can tell like they're charging more for people who want to collect PS3, just from that, right? Because they're gonna get more out of them for the CIB copy.
LP has a request for you saying right here.
Hmm.
That's awesome. Yeah, I
I
second
me
that.
the Drakengard Collection Edition for my birthday. I have no interest in the game. I can do a different one.
Yeah, you can have all the extras Lego, and he can give me the game because I want to play the game.
There's,
you
I mean,
you
this
can have
is
the box and the manual.
Well, here, let's go look at.
Saint. Now, I will admit that Saint Seiya's Sanctuary Battle, that's $50. That's a phenomenal game. That maybe $40 at the most.
Look at the Lego games.
But I mean, see, like there's so many games on the PS3 still that can be had for like $5 to $10 that are really good games.
Yep.
Demon
So it's-
Souls should not be $42 on.
Look at- Even the Dimension starter pack is $16. That
Demon
doesn't
Souls
seem
is
right
a really good game though.
for complete unbox. But still,
Yeah.
most of the Lego games less than $10 complete.
Right.
All right, now this is even crazier. If you go to Heavenly Sword, that was a start game for PS3.
Right.
Phenomenal game.
I still
That-
want to play that one. I
Oh.
really want to play that.
It is so good. It's
It
criminal.
looks awesome.
That game was $14 in June of 2026. Now that
Right.
game is $40 in
Oh,
August of
that's crazy.
2026.
But if you
Dude,
have
I
it-
was
I
seeing
have
it for
completed
under
it.
10. I was seeing it for under 10 on eBay at one point. CIB. I should have picked it up, but I didn't. I kept thinking I would get it in a pack, like you were talking about, like 10 games for $50, and I just never did.
All right. I love this name. Leave my elevator alone. Let's go look at the Sega Sports Pad.
Why is that? Because there's love in the elevator? Is that what's happening?
No, just because. Like, when do you see that name or anything like it?
I've never seen it.
Was that
before,
was
but,
that
that's
another
weird.
asylum patient? You know that made that name?
So the sports pad controller, $45 loose, complete $100. I mean, that does seem a bit high loose, but
So now another
not a
game.
super common controller. I did try to buy. No, this wasn't the box copy. I tried to get. I have a box copy with a sports pad controller.
Mm-hmm.
It was the 3D glasses in the box I tried to buy, and the guy
Oh,
wouldn't.
wow. I thought Leave My Elevator Alone was in that game. I didn't know
No, just the name is great.
Yeah, Leave My Elevator Alone is pretty cool. So here's something that DLP would get a kick out of. So on PlayStation 3, this company, Ignition, decided, hey, and I remember playing this, why not take the Metal Gear Solid, add vampires to it, and kick it off on PlayStation 3? The name of the game is called Altered Species.
Hmm.
And I've played it, and it is a Metal Gear ripoff. Complete ripoff. And I guarantee once these, now mark my words, once these
Your words have been marked.
once these streamers on YouTube understand this, it's gonna be like, oh, watch this, it's a Metal Gear game that's not really Metal Gear. Oh, we gotta raise it. This game will go from, what is it, like $40 now or something? It's gonna shoot through the roof.
Yeah, it's probably because of what you just said. It'll shoot through the roof.
It's such it is a disgusting Metal Gear clone. It's crazy.
Yeah, but see, that even makes me want to play it. If you're gonna clone a game, that's a good one to clone.
And it's not like Yakuza Dead Souls. It's cool. I played through it, but at that price, I don't know.
Oh yeah, no, not for like the $130 or whatever it was. That's insane. I mean, again, you could just buy a computer and then play most of the history of video games for less than that.
No, I completely agree. I personally, from the way I've seen things go, I'm watching the Dragon Ball Z games because I have all of them for PlayStation 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really curious to see where those Raging Blast and all those other games go up, because Bandai has said we have no interest in revitalizing those games. Budokai Tenkaichi 3 is locked on PlayStation 2, and those games, I'm kind of wondering, like Legend of Hero Trials of Cold Steel. PlayStation 3 had a lot of collector's editions.
Yep.
And you need to weed through the collector's editions as well. And it's crazy. I mean,
and that's back when collector's editions were actually good.
They were decent, yes.
That's the thing. Like nowadays, I feel like they're just a joke. It's always like a digital code for the game, a digital code for the soundtrack. You know, we used to get CDs and vinyl soundtracks and art books that were actually big and pretty, and it used to be like cool stuff. Now it's just like, I feel like throwaway junk.
It is really garbage for the most part of it. It's I was not happy with the Adventures of Elliot's Door with the fairy Fae and everything, but I've seen a lot of people hype up God of War Ascension.
Mm-hmm. I've never played that one. I would really like to play it because I love the franchise.
There's a lot of the Harry Potter games. The Atelier series is on PlayStation 3. A lot of the Atelier games.
I mean, they're remaking God of War 3 now.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, they got the original Kratos to come back to do the voice updates that they're doing or whatever. I think.
See how badly they can mess this one up.
Hopefully not at all, because God of War 3 is awesome.
God of War 3 is amazing. I would look at the Silent Hill pack. That's something like
the
collection.
There's a lot of packs on the PS3
and
for PS3 games too, not just PS2 repacks.
There are.
There's one I think that has Tomb Raider and Hitman and maybe Deus Ex in it, and it's Deus Ex or a similar game, I think. A stealth pack. It's called like a stealth pack, and that thing used to be like $20. But those are 3 really good games.
Transformers is very good too. Dark Moon on
Mhm.
PlayStation 3, that was super fun to play.
See, I feel like the PS3 is so cool because it's the beginning of HD gaming, like the 360, and the library is just massive if you really start to dive into it. And it doesn't matter what genre you're into, for the most part, of the major ones anyway. Like, there's a ton of good games that you can get into. There's a ton of horror games on the PS3 that not all of them even came to America. Some of them are Japan only. That
Really?
you can, like, that's actually something I was getting into on YouTube a year ago. I was starting to dive into horror games on different consoles, and I was really surprised there was some stuff on the PS3 that was Japan only that
So
looked really good.
You want to play a really good horror vampire FPS? There's one called Darkstalkers, Darksiders, or Dark something.
Oh yeah, Darksiders, the trilogy, right?
And that's the fighting game. Dark Watch on PS2. If you ever want to play it really good,
Dark Watch. Okay.
Dark
cool.
Watch is a hidden.
I haven't heard of that one.
It's a hidden game. It was very like weird. Like when I said that I went the unbeaten path of games when I would ask the kids like what's the most popular. This game was not very popular.
Right.
Even though like the girls in it were like very well animated. And
I love that you said that in the most PC way possible.
Yeah, very well.
Bravo.
and the cutscenes for PlayStation 2 at the time were they're very well done.
Mhm.
That's a game like what was it, like $12 or something I would look up and see.
Sure. No, I would be into that now because well, I mean, it's so easy to upscale PS2 games now.
Yes,
on my PC. I actually backed up my Tylord's been sending me a James Bond collection of video games for PS2 and PS3 because of all the James Bond stuff we've been doing, and I was able to rip my PS2 discs to my old computer. So I've actually got the ISO files on there now. So when I play them, I'll be able to play them upscaled in like 2K.
That's going to be nice.
Yeah.
Here's something that really annoys the hell out of me. So I happen to be a big Latgia fan, which the studio that made Coraline, Box Trolls, and what was that, Kubo? I think it was with that game.
They do like weird animated movies.
Stop motion is what I'm into. Yeah. And
cool.
And the other one, I forgot what it was. Paranorman. So Coraline, which you want to talk about resurgence and stuff. Coraline, the video game for PS2, was like $20-$30, whatever. Wasn't really bad at all. Coraline, I believe they came out with the movie, like an anniversary with the 3D glasses and everything, like 2021 or 2022. The game jumped from $21 to $76 for PlayStation 2, and then people just rode the train, and now it's $243.
See, again, it's just about what the market will stand, right? As long as one person's willing to buy it, the prices will just keep going up.
So but the thing is, like you could graph that, you could draw a line and be like, oh yep, here's the slope that it's gone. It has not really taken, like whenever it's had a big jump, it's had a drop. See, and it dropped down, then it jumped back up. It's almost it's a straight linear line that you could just draw from here to here.
It hasn't even like come down.
That looks more like a stock market line right there.
Yeah, it's more of like a natural progression.
Right. Yeah.
And it's not a good game at all by far.
Oh, really? Oh,
it's jank beyond belief.
See, that's what I really don't get. It's like
you need to lead with that.
Yeah, right. Then why are we looking at it? I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
get
buy
get
it.
that out of here. Yeah, let's. Sam brought that up. He's out of here. I mean, and I was sitting here wondering. I was like, "Where is he going with this? How is this relating to games?" And he's like, "All right,
Well,
it's just
it's this
inflated
thing. I mean, you
market.
can see right there. It's been going up in price like crazy, and even a bad game is so much more valuable now because of all this FOMO. It's crazy.
I mean, that's complete in box. Loose isn't much better.
I mean, that's still expensive, man. $150 for a disc. That costs like a fraction of a penny to produce.
He gives us all of this information, and then he goes, "And it's bad."
Right?
Oh,
I feel like the rug was pulled out right at the end.
And here's your
I figured like it's one of the best PS2 hidden gems of all time. And people finally found out. Nope, it's trash.
It's garbage.
And this is what I mean. People will pay. You throw a high. See, that just goes with it. You throw a high price tag on it, and people are like, "Well, this is like got to be a great game, and we're just gonna have to buy it."
And I think that's the problem at the conventions too, with what you're saying. There's all these people jacking up the prices, and then you got it's not just the gamers, but it's the family members, the gamers who don't know any better, and they're thinking they're gonna buy something for the gamer in the family, and they're gonna just be totally taken advantage of in those settings.
I need to pick up X-Files for PS2. I think was
that good? I never played that one.
That was pretty. It was pretty good.
Oh, Mike is saying Splatterhouse on PS3. I've always wanted to play that series. I know that's one that got more popular later. The PS3 game.
Splatterhouse is expensive.
Yeah. Tungsten said Demon Souls. Yeah, Demon Souls is a banger.
Even before, excuse me, 2020. Complete in box, that game was $100.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and it's interesting, like when you see it, like the loose and the complete in box. They don't exactly run parallel, but they're pretty close. Like everywhere there's it jumps, it drops some more, it jumps a little bit. Like these lines follow pretty closely, but still, like crazy that. If you bought it in 2016, you made out like a bandit.
Mm.
And Mike, Nintendo, is this game any good? Are we looking at more jank? We should do an episode just on that. Overpriced, janky games.
Overpriced trash.
Yeah.
That's true.
Not VHS trash. Disc trash.
If you own it, sell it. He paid $3.
There you go. That was probably a good investment.
Did you feel like you got your money's worth out of it, or did you get robbed? All right, we're gonna look up this one. The LP says we should look up Hoop Slinger.
No, Hoop Slinger, yo, that game is. Oh,
wow, I thought it was a joke. I didn't even know this was a real thing.
It was a specific mail order only game.
Wow.
Only because you love Batman. No, it's so the Batman for Everyone is bad, but it's because he loves Batman. That's
Batman for Everyone is horrible.
That's a good reason. I could get behind that.
Yeah.
I'd pay $3 for it.
I mean, it's not bad as a beat 'em up. But it's.
There must
it's no Arkham Asylum, huh?
No.
But it's dropped a ton. Because
oh my god, $1,000 for that?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Loose isn't much
Not many
better.
were
That
made.
was crazy.
Not many of them were made.
Yeah, but like how closely these two are shadowing each other, especially once you get here. That is crazy. Famicom Batman CIB. I'd like to see some pictures of the Batman collection. That's pretty cool. Yeah, there's one loose sale in 2019, and there's been one this year for complete in box.
That game is
very rare, very few sales. Which, like it says, one sale per year, 2 sales per month.
You see it more at shows than anything.
There's
Game.
not 2 sales on here. But whatever. Batman. I'm beard.
I've seen that game at shows.
Batman game or Poop Slinger?
No, Poop Slinger. I actually had a guy come over to me and ask me if I wanted to trade for it. And I said no.
You want to trade for my poop? Look, Poop Slinger. It can be yours. You get to sling poo. You can act like a monkey.
You do. You know what happens? You walk around and like throw poop at people. You just pick it up off the ground. You follow a dog. The dog craps on the floor. You pick it up and throw it at people. The game is it's the like that game I would emulate. It's just dumb.
But is it any fun? Is it stupid fun or is it just stupid?
I mean, you could ask that question about Goose Simulator, where you just walk around as a goose and quack at people or honk at people.
I have heard plenty of people say that they had tons of fun with that game.
Squirrel with a gun. You just run around as a squirrel and shoot people.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't go wrong with that. I mean, we're raising animals.
You have all kinds of fun with all kinds of game. I mean, Alf, again, not a good game. Don't recommend you paying what it goes for. But I have fun with it. And other people may as well, but I don't recommend it.
You just got to be into that kind of thing.
Yep.
Slinging poop?
Whatever it is, If you like Alf enough to play a bad game, maybe you'll enjoy the Alf game, right?
I would buy a game where Alf slings poop and eats cats.
That does sound more fun.
I'm throwing that out there.
Just a poop slinging game, or just a game where you play as
Simulator.
Alf.
Goat Simulator is weird and fun just because it is very different.
Groat? Yeah. Groat.
Untitled Goose Game is awesome. See, Drake likes it.
Oh, there you go.
LP wants to arm wrestle because he says Alf is an amazing game.
Alf is good.
It is so jank. Oh, hush, Mike. That makes me sick. Because if you got it, was it complete, or was it just box and case? Oh my gosh, box and cart, case and cart. Which either way, 3 years ago that was a good deal. Because loose, it was getting, I think it was $60 to $100 depending on what you could find. No manual. Do you still need a manual? I have a loose cart and I have a manual. Kid Tungsten was laughing maniacally when he played Untitled Goose Game.
The Goose Game's crazy. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a very good game, but
the thing is, people are gonna have fun with all kinds of things, but I think the problem is collecting took over, and fun and playing your games took a back seat. So it wasn't about having fun playing your games; it was just about collecting your games.
Yeah.
And I think somewhere in, and maybe it's just myself speaking for myself, but like the fun of playing the games got lost in the thrill of the hunt, which, don't get me wrong, it's fun hunting games and that kind of stuff, but like I am trying to get back to having fun playing my games, and the Evercade has helped a lot with that, because I can pop in a cartridge. I got several games I can choose from. The arcade collections are great because I can just play through the game. I don't have to worry about anything. Just add credits, keep on going.
Yeah.
And it's fun just to play a game.
Oh yeah. I agree. I mean that's one reason why I had some collector's editions of things, like a few. I had like the BioShock 2 collector's edition, which was pretty cool, but I went through a lot of moves and got rid of all my physical games multiple times in life for different reasons. And now it's just like I'm kind of feel like I'm in a situation like you are, where it's really about just what do I enjoy. And if there's something I really love, like, certain games I do have in the collection just because I really love them, not necessarily because I'll even use the physical copy again. I do have some of that, but I don't have a ridiculous amount of it. I have way more games I actually want to play. A lot of stuff is just digital because I'm a PC gamer too, so all my PC stuff has been digital for 15 years.
Long time, yeah.
Long time. Yeah, I mean that's just what it's about for me, more so. So yeah, when we see all this stuff, people paying hundreds of dollars for a single game, to me it's like I don't get that. I think it's crazy.
I don't even get these prices on eBay. This is stupid. These things of like this one game here for Xseed, the 100 line, $208 for the game, and the game came out a year ago. I mean, it's an Xseed game. Like, just this was making no sense. I really can't. Sometimes I just sit here and scream at the computer like it's the computer's fault.
Yeah. But see, that's the thing is like you're and I've given you a bad time about this before, but like you seem to be hyper focused on the prices, and like I'm trying to get away from that. And as my collection grew, like once I picked up a game, I was like, I'm not worried about the price because it's already in my collection. I don't need to, like, I'm not looking at selling it right now. I'm not going to try to buy 5 of them so I can turn around and flip them in 5 years when the price jumps like crazy.
Right.
Because if I was going to do that, I would have bought a lot more copies of Phantasy Star.
Well, the ones to get were Earthbound when it was in the $5 bin.
Yeah, but I'm just talking in the last few years.
Oh yeah.
Not if we had all known then what we know now. Honestly, most of our games we wouldn't have even touched.
I would have a vault of Little Samson and just those stupid those separate Mario Duck Hunt games that everyone's like, oh, this is the greatest game in the world. But yeah.
Yeah. Another thing is, you do that, there would have been a lot. There may have been, if we could do that, there would have been a lot less people that actually cared about that stuff. So it wouldn't hold the value that it does today.
Okay, see, this is mental, because I can go on Marvelous's website and buy the 100 line for $100, or the standard. Well, no, actually it's sold out. But
I can't. Never mind. So I don't know. Is Earthbound on the Nintendo Switch Online?
yes.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I think it is.
But that's the thing, is collecting isn't necessarily about playing the games. It's about having the games.
I mean, you can also emulate any
Yep.
Super Nintendo game on a toaster. So
Yep. But the thing is, as a physical collector, we have that attachment to having the physical game that you take out and you put in the system. So next week we're going to be playing Rastan and Submarine Attack for Master System Mania. But there is something neat about, and you put in the game, you turn it on, and you play it. You don't get stuck with a menu that you have to scroll through and jump around the text-based menus to get to the game. And not necessarily everyone cares about that. That's fine, but for collectors, it's different. There's something said to be had for having it physically. So, the thing is, the price and its worth will vary between people. I don't think the retro game prices are crazy, and I don't think the PlayStation 3 is retro. So you pull the PS3 out of that, in my opinion. But I know some people do consider it retro. But like I said, we need to do have a panel and try to have 10 of us and see if we can come to a consensus on what is retro. I don't think we'll be able to do that. But we went through just on the Dreamcast and a couple other systems and just looked at what are some of the games that were, that you remember playing or whatever. It's like, that one's not that expensive, or that one's not expensive at all. That one's affordable. That one's really affordable. That one's really affordable, especially if you're okay with a loose disc or a loose cart.
Right. I think it could be kind of fun to do an episode where we do like a fictitious sample shopping spree where we all get like $200 and it's like build a collection of X console with $200 or $100 and just see what you come up with.
Yeah.
How good of a collection could you get?
Yeah,
I'm going Atari.
Videos kind of like that a couple years ago, and I meant to do follow-ups to see where the game prices are, because it was like, okay, for $100, I think I did the Master System, and I did one or two other consoles, I think. But it's like, okay, for $100, what games are worth your money to get and play? Because the games are fun. But that would be interesting to do it live on stream and have everyone go through and pick a console and do that, and to see how quickly some people would jump through it. And it's like, okay, what if these were like the only games that you could play for the rest of your life? What games? You got $200,
or at least like just something to like make it worth it, right? Like where it's like you're gonna play all of these games. They're not gonna sit on the shelf. Like you got to get 10 games you actually want to play that are actually worth playing. And I just think it'd be kind of fun.
Peppa Pig and Friends will be in my top 5.
Well, you'll get like 5 copies of that one.
Yeah,
right?
Multiple copies of it. You're good.
Yeah.
So that game.
So I think we're kind of wrapping things up. We're at 2.5 hours. Anyone in chat have anything else or anything that they'd like to say about game prices and stuff in general that we've been talking about, and saying what are your kind of thoughts?
Lego's right. He said I could buy so many sports titles that I don't plan on playing for $100. Yeah, That's very true. You could have 1,000 sports games for $100.
That'd be pretty funny too, because if you buy all the sports games, get 2 Billy bookshelves and pack them out with all the sports games, no one's going to know what they are, and you can start talking about video games, and they'll think you're the next
back far enough.
Yeah.
Don't think you're the next man. Oh my God, you are the greatest person in the world. So I'm just disgusted with everything. I mean, with game prices in general.
What's so weird? It's become this like really high-end collector hobby, I guess, in a lot of cases, unless you're
really
looking at that PS3 stuff or that Dreamcast stuff like we were. But it's like if you're trying to chase these specific games where the prices just keep going through the roof, it's like you just basically have to be rich.
I mean, I'm just really annoyed that the system that I love collecting for, which is PC Engine and TurboGrafx, is going like Japan. TurboGrafx CD was originally like $38 or whatever. Now it's up to $55.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have like some of the shmups. I just knocked another shmup off. Great, but I'm telling all CD systems, it seems, are just going up.
You're in a good position though, right? Because didn't you say you'd gotten pretty much everything you wanted?
I have a lot of PC Engine games, a fair amount of shmups. There's always more that obviously I want, but I mean, one of the big ones, which was Steam Hearts, that got knocked out. Summer Carnival 93, Negzor Special I need. So, Spriggan, I need all the Spriggan games. So, but it's just, this is going to be forever going on with the way this stuff is, and I just don't know why these things are like shooting up at the prices that they are.
Yeah, I don't
Almost.
get it either. I mean, I guess it's just the people willing to pay those prices or driving the prices up, and that it doesn't take but so many people to do that.
I mean, oh, Wes, come on, you know Monster Boy, right? Which is what, Alex Kidd?
No.
Isn't Monster Boy Alex Kidd?
No. You mean Wonder Boy?
Wonder Boy and Monster Boy are the same thing. Wonder Boy, yes. You know Wonder Boy? Wonder Boy, just the game itself, the original game, $75. Is that really worth $75?
On what?
PC Engine, PC CD, Choniki. No,
And you think
thank
it's-
you.
I don't
You
think
think
I don't think it's a very good game. People have lots of fun with it. I don't think it's a very good game. And that part, D-Dubs, is true. It's inevitable. All prices will rise as the copies dwindle, and that's one thing that's interesting to me, because like if I wanted stuff that I felt was going to last longer, stuff on discs would not be the way I would go.
Mhm.
It would be cartridges, because the discs have all kinds of issues, or can have all kinds of issues with them, from separating to disc rot. But the cartridges, I mean, obviously cartridges last a long time. We have Atari 2600 and older carts that are still playable, and I just don't think disc media is going to hold out near as well.
Well, it's pretty crappy. I mean, like, you know, just the way that the stuff is going.
But the thing is, you know, we as collectors, gamers, whatever box or title you want to put yourself in, need to make the decision is like, when is it enough?
Mhm.
And when is it too much? You know, like, when am I actually going to be priced out? You know, because of my little $60 limit, there's stuff that is priced out, or that I'm priced out of from, you know, day one. I got lucky with some stuff, especially for the Master System, with finding bulk deals where you buy 6-7 games, you can get the price down, and the average price of everything came out,
Right.
so things were just right. So I could get some of the more expensive games like Golden Axe Warrior,
Mhm.
but I had to get it from overseas.
I
Well,
think
That's the way to go, right? If you're gonna even if you're gonna do something like get a PS3 now, I'd say get a PS3, but get a bundle, because you could probably get 10 good PS3 games and a PS3 easily for $150. You know, if you try to. Sorry, Anthony, I didn't mean to cut you off. What were you gonna say?
no. It's just I get what all you guys are saying. It's just a very like when I go to the show in September, I have a lot of stuff that I know what I'm gonna get, and I mean, you know, thoughts in my head of stuff like the Flintstones for Genesis and other games and stuff like that too, just to figure out this is what I want. It's going to be a lot of basically just shmups or Switch 2 or Switch stuff, and that's it. If I see the Castlevania collection, the Dominus collection, the two of them, and one with the Aria with Soma on it and the other one with her from Ecclesial, I'll get those just to finish off the Castlevania stuff. But that's, I mean, really about it. I'm going with a ton of games to trade, but
The Castlevania stuff is so cool to collect. I can see why you got into it, like just for the box art alone. It's so good.
yeah, but even that stuff. I mean, Symphony of the Night's like almost $300. $300 for Symphony of the Night. I'm like, I looked at that and I thought, you know, whatever.
Oh, there you go.
So
360.
there you go. This is one that actually sold.
Mm-hmm.
So
Those are some good games with it too.
Yeah. 8 games, $100, $120 shipped, if it was shipping to me, it would have been cheaper for Saiyan because he's in New York. But Epic Mickey, Tekken, what was that 6? I forget. Call of Duty. Can't see what that is in the back, but another Call of Duty.
You got to be careful with those early ones though, because of the red rings, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think by now though, I think a lot of them would be toast already if they were going to mess up.
I'd still go for the slims, because
Oh, yeah.
the
Go for the
slims
later
are
ones. But the other thing
Yeah.
is that had a 20 gig hard drive. You're going to want something that has a bigger hard drive. But
yeah. I mean, you're gonna want to swap it
there
out
are
anyway.
affordable options out there.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
totally.
$120, 8 games, and I spent almost no time looking.
Right.
But I'm also like I wanted to look at sold listings. So here we'll share this one instead. So here's one 185. Has Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2. I wonder if that's the gold edition. But $185. Has the Kinect. $80, $52, $130, and lots of games. Halo 4, Assassin's Creed, Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty, Fable. What was that 3? I think. Not sure about that one. Army of 2, Mass Effect 2. I think. Bejeweled, and not sure about those ones up there, but there are affordable ways to do it. You don't have to break the bank. You don't have to keep up with the Joneses. You don't have to have the latest and greatest. If all you want to do is to be able to play games, there are fun and cheap alternate ways of doing it.
That slim right there is $70, right?
Yeah.
I can't see it very well on my screen. What are the games?
It looks like it has an NBA game with it.
So trash. What else?
Sadly, that one looks like it's mostly trash.
Yeah,
NBA,
mostly trash.
Call of Duty,
Oh yeah.
Modern
Oh
Warfare 3,
well, we got
Next
a COD game. That's not bad. I mean,
still,
for $80,
$80.
you know? I mean, that's not bad for a slim.
And he probably got
And,
$5 or $10 off of that. So
Right, controller. Yeah, that's pretty good. And you can jailbreak that one. You get that, and you can throw an SSD drive in there, jailbreak it. You're playing the whole
Yep.
library.
I still got to go back and work on jailbreaking one that I got. For jailbreaking, I got all the files downloaded, but something just would not work with loading the thing that would kick it off. I don't know. But
Yeah,
there's
I'm
plenty
waiting to get
plenty of good ways of doing it. So yeah, prices are going up. Prices are going to always, eventually go up for whatever it is that you may be collecting.
Hey, but look at that. PS3 in Japan is $10 median for a game, averages $17, and the prices are going down. But in America, because there's no asylums open, we have people that are doing whatever. Puppeteer, same game, same exact game, only in Japanese language. $72. It was originally in Japan for $30 in June, and now it's only up to $72 in August, because you probably have American people being like, "Oh, I can't afford Puppeteer," so now they're buying the Japanese Puppeteer.
Yep, absolutely.
Maybe.
That's
what was happening with Alice, because I noticed the Japanese version of that was starting to go up as well.
I mean, the Japanese games are cheaper than the American. I think at this point in time, it would be cheaper to learn Japanese and buy the damn games than it would be to buy the American games. Truthfully,
yeah, if you were going to collect a lot, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You guys have any final thoughts?
Poop slinger.
Peppa Pig.
You are a poop slinger.
I think that just what you showed there, the 360, that you could get a good deal for $100 is pretty awesome. And that's the other thing I was going to say. As far as collecting goes, or not collecting, but longevity goes, I'm sorry to say it, the best thing to do is to go digital with DRM free content. However you acquire that is up to you. But that is easily the most, that's going to last longer than anything else, as long as you've got a hard drive and a backup hard drive. So, you know, just FYI.
Yep. The DRM thing is going to be the key thing at the end of the day, which I just saw that GOG is putting out Prince of Persia Sands of Time with tweaks so you can run it on your modern system, and it can be full screen with, because it was made for 4x3, but they're
doing widescreen for it.
Yep, they're making it so it'll play in widescreen, not have any issues with
nice
frame rate and stuff.
God bless GOG, man.
Yep.
Honestly, they're like the shining light in this sea of darkness, I feel.
Who, GOG?
Yeah,
Yep.
GOG.
Because their stuff is DRM free. You can download it, you can make copies of it, you can burn it to a disc and have it saved for a rainy day. You can put it on a disc, and then on a Blu-ray disc, and then on an SD card, and then on a hard drive, and
they're
on. You can have backups of your games.
They're investing in like rehabbing all of these old games that we love, like that, right? Like
Yep.
I'm assuming nobody had done a widescreen port of Prince of Persia Sands of Time before this. So that's really cool, right? That's like, see, this is actually, I feel this way about Hollywood right now. The best thing Hollywood is doing right now is rehabbing their old classic films in 4K. I don't care about any new stuff Hollywood's doing for the most part, but it's awesome if you are just a film fan to be around right now, because you get to see all these old films in higher definition, better colors than they've ever appeared before, just because of modern technology. It's fantastic. And that's what GOG is doing for video games.
Yep.
It's the same kind of thing. Like, and I'm not saying like all the new games or movies are bad. It's just, I don't care about them nearly as much as I care about the old stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just so awesome that there's a company out there that's producing a product like that.
Yeah, they're doing something about it. But Game Central Station, how's it going? He says, not just games now. Anything that nerds like is now stupid expensive.
Yeah, I do feel like there's, I mean, certainly we've seen that with other things like card games and toys. And,
yeah.
All of it, right?
The thing is, the stuff that we would have gotten made fun of in high school when we were, in that age, is now super cool and commonplace. So there's more people and more people willing to spend, and there's only so much out there.
Yep.
But yeah, LP DRM is like Drake said, it's copy protection. Wubbs and I did a podcast last week. It's available on Sega Dudes and on my channel. Uploaded it on Monday, I think. Even use that horrible AI to make what I thought was a pretty nice thumbnail. I hate making thumbnails because I'm
look, man. If we got to spend $600 for 8 gigabytes of RAM, we might as well get something out of it, right? I mean,
yeah,
that's how I feel about it. Use the AI. we paid for it.
This is insane. GOG's Good Old Games.
Yep.
Dino Crisis Bundle 1 and 2, $8.
Oh,
Those
yeah.
were $162 CDs each.
Yep.
Sure. Well, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, even you don't have to emulate. Like, if you have like a moral issue with it or something, like check out GOG. For real. Like, they have a ton of old classic games.
But there's been I have picked up stuff on GOG just to support GOG.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's too. Like games that I have discs to that I may even have on Blizzard or Steam or whatever. I picked up an extra copy because, like, hey, I appreciate you guys doing the work on this game. I rebought Diablo, the original Diablo, so I could have the original version, or so I could have a version that played easily on modern consoles.
They put all the old Thief games on there recently, I think. They put Breath of Fire 3 and 4, I think,
They did. They
ports
was
of.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 3.
Oh, they did all the original Resident Evils last year. I remember that because that was kind of big news on one of the blogs I follow. Yeah, that was really cool. So I mean, it's affordable too, right? I mean, that's
Far
like
Ocean.
the Resident Evil trilogy came out. I think it was like $20.
Yeah,
But you
and
got
you
all
can
three
wait for
games.
sales.
Yeah,
They
you
go
can wait
on
for
sale
sales.
sales
They've
all the
been
time.
that's
They
been
give
down to
games away
10
as
at
well.
one point. Yeah, Breath of Fire, I've seen it for 4. I think Breath of Fire
Yeah,
4 was
so-
like $4 or $5 on a sale. So I mean, it's great. Hey, look, he says I've got DW. I have 426 GOG games. Man, you're ahead of me, but that's pretty
Yeah,
awesome.
that's a lot more than I've got.
Thank you for supporting them so much.
Yep.
You were doing the Lord's work.
They have Cold Fear. They have Cold Fear. You want to get a wild thing? Go look up this game on price charting. Cold
I'll bet
Fear.
that's expensive, right?
The spin-off of Resident Evil from Ubisoft. Have it for $14. Wow, I might start buying some stuff on GOG.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
LP, it depends on the DRM. Sometimes it can just be taken away. Sometimes you just lose access to the servers that can verify that you have a valid license to play it, so it's gone. There's a myriad of issues with the DRM and a lot of the stuff that we buy today, and that includes physical. It's not just digital. I think at Expos, the business vendors are setting the prices. The regular guys selling from their collections are the only ones left with the reasonable prices. That is pretty true, sadly, but it's also just a sign of the times, because sometimes the business vendors have overpaid for some of the stuff just to get it, and then if prices drop or whatever, well, they can't really budge too much on price. Yeah, Prime gives away some GOG games, but yeah, LP, definitely look into GOG. See what they've got. They've got old stuff.
Yeah, Prime does give away a lot of GOG games. That's how I built out a lot of my library. Actually, is just using Prime.
When I had Prime, it was good for that, but I dropped Prime when they added commercials to the video.
That was a good time to drop. It's been going downhill since then.
It's strange, but when you add commercials to something that you previously didn't have to pay extra for,
Yeah.
it strikes a nerve with me.
Oh,
because,
it very
I'm not
much
paying
offended
to
me.
have commercials and stuff I watch.
The only reason I have it is because my family has it, so I just use their account. I would not pay for Prime otherwise.
Yep. See, Game Central Station, I don't know, like, for me, there's this, it's a weird thing with the repro stuff. My thing is, if you're willing to buy a repro, why not just buy an EverDrive or a flash card of some kind, and then you have all the games.
Yep.
Even if all you do is play that one game that you wanted that you can't get for a reasonable price. But,
You still save
sell the high
money,
speed if you
right?
have to.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, you could buy an Evercade and the game in a lot of cases for less than it would cost for the repro, right? Or not repro, but like for the original.
How are things going for the convention? Is that this coming weekend? Was it last weekend? Or I know it's soonish. Work in the industry, so I get freebies all the time. Well, hey, share the wealth.
Yeah, right. Yeah, send us any of the codes you don't want.
Oh, I was getting ads on Prime Video.
Yeah, they started adding ads, and then they made it so you had to pay like $3
you start
a month.
watching a show, and the first thing you see is ads. I'm out. Unless it's like with Tubi, no problems. Tubi can have all the commercials it wants, but that's because the cost is your time. That's it. There's no financial investment in Tubi for me, from my end.
It started out on Prime where you had to pay $3 a month to get it without ads once they added the ads, and now it's $5 a month. And I just think that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, if they had just been like, okay, we're going to add 50 cents to what you pay every month, I'd probably be like, oh, okay, that's not crazy.
Yeah, that would have been fine, but they're like making stupid bank on that extra $5 a month
Oh,
because
yeah.
they have millions and millions of subs. So it's all just a scam.
All right. So, Buddy Square Pegs here is putting on the first convention. Help me with the name, Jay. I'm sorry. It's late. But they're putting on a convention on the 29th. Unfortunately, it's west of you, Sayin, who's in New York, and northwest for me. It's more in the Midwest, if I recall.
Where is it?
But production with ticket sales and vendor floor has been sold out for a month. Hurry up and wait mode. Already planning for there we go. Michigan Retro Gaming Expo.
A nice time to have it though, but the weather's good up there.
Yes.
And they're sold. And they're sold out.
Sold out of vendor slots, and they're on promotion with the ticket sales.
Wow.
Well, I need to get with you, and I need to get with some other people and figure out how to start a convention because I want to do one in the town where I am. Nothing huge to start out with. Just I think something like the local Goodwill has usually like a showroom floor. Just try to get some local vendors, maybe some YouTubers and stuff. But super close to me. I only need to drive 32 hours. I appreciate it, Jay. I will. We'll talk after y'all's convention. Maybe we can get Chris in there too. I'm nowhere close, and that's a problem. Like Sayin and I have been trying to find a convention to meet up at, and just the price of airlines tickets is just like, man, it is very prohibitive on like, okay, well, this is gonna be might be your vacation this year.
I feel like the time to do that was like 10 years ago, like to actually like go somewhere, pay for a plane flight and a hotel room. Ever since like COVID, it's been insane.
Yeah,
it's just not even worth it, especially for something like a convention like this, because as we know, it's like everything's just going to be overpriced with what's going on with Sony and the shortages and everything.
Well, I wouldn't say everything's going to be overpriced with the vendors. Some vendors will have some stuff that's overpriced, especially if they don't really want to sell it. Sayin and I have had this discussion several times. Like some of the prototypes and some of the stuff that they have in the glass cases, where it's like, this is to catch your attention, so you stop and look at what we've got. So that stuff is overpriced, so that they still have it to look at.
Yeah.
And then some of the other stuff is reasonably priced. Some people just have, like, they don't update their prices, and so some stuff is priced from 2 years ago, in a bad way, not in a good way. Because I think I feel like they make sure the prices aren't underpriced, but overpriced. You're making it back out to Southeast Game Exchange next year. I see. If I go next year, I don't know. I need to get with Austin so I can get invited and get room and board.
That's 11 hours away from me. Is that Michigan thing?
Yeah, because even this year, I don't know. I did a video on our gaming conventions worth it. Like my collecting habits have changed so much.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't buy a single game at Southeast Game Exchange this year. Not a one. I found the one game I was looking for, and it was outside of my $60 price range. So I did not pick it up. And I'm keeping an eye for it on eBay. Shadowrun for the Sega Genesis. I want a decent condition. I want one complete in box because that one you kind of really need the manual because there's a lot going on in Shadowrun. Going on, Kirk? Hope the rest of the show went well. It's only a 41-hour drive for LP. That's it right there, Jay. Right there. That's why we ended up going. We were able to find a hotel that was just under $100 a night. So we stayed for two nights instead of doing the 3 like we did last year or the last couple of years. But meeting up with people is by large and far away the best part about the conventions. And even when I was hunting games, it was still the best part of the conventions.
Yeah, I mean that's my favorite part of Comic Cons is meeting people and meeting the artists and writers
Yeah.
and stuff. But it's also gotten really expensive, and it's like way more popular now than it was a decade ago.
Yep.
Yeah, on Comic-Con is insane.
All these casuals, man. All these casuals jack the price of everything.
But like as we've been saying, there's plenty of good stuff that can be had for good value. Don't have to have all the latest and greatest.
Yeah.
Well, hope your daughter does well with those games. I have not played the 360 Shadowrun. I don't really even know much about it. Might need to check it out.
Yeah, I haven't played that either.
Yeah, LP, there's stuff on the West Coast too, so there's options.
Oh yeah,
available.
there's a lot of shows on the West Coast.
Yeah, Kirk and I and his son, we have lots of fun when we get together. Just hanging out and chatting, man. It's so much fun. And every year I get to see him grow a little bit more. Like, oh, I miss when the Munchkin was, that age. Yep, best reason to show family first always. Well said, Jay. Well said. Have to drive to Portland or LA? No, thanks. I'm sure there's other conventions. They may not be huge, but there's other places to go. Oh, sweet. Yeah. Keep on keeping on. One of the original games that was cross-platform, you play on PC versus Xbox. I did not know that.
I need to look at the conventions because it is miserable up here.
Mr. G.
We should have our own convention where we just get on video chat and shop on eBay for an hour. Just
okay
share
with
good
that.
deals and stuff. Like have a list of what are you looking for and just share it, and then we could all like look for each other's games and stuff.
Well, the thing is,
do some online gaming, right? Play some fighting
what we
games,
could
play
do
some
is be
Halo.
like, all right, have your list of games or whatever, and then everyone can just go around and virtually shop your your store, or if you have an eBay store, or like I'm selling on Whatnot.
Yep.
Like I've got stuff going up on Whatnot, so all that stuff.
I mean, that would be really fun. I think actually, just do it all virtually. Then you save all that money on plane tickets and hotels.
And that's something I share with everyone. Is like, I wish, like, because the conventions are great because it's the nerd hub,
right?
So you got a bunch of nerds coming together, and like, it's just I hate that it costs so much to do that. It's like I wish there was some way that we could all get together and have it not cost an arm and a leg.
Well, we were talking, right? And I said, wow, look at Really Rad Weekend. Said that looks amazing. So what I did was I priced out the flights, the hotel, spending money to go there, food, and all the other stuff. And I was at probably around $3,600 for God. 2 days.
That's insane.
$3,600 to fly to the airport from New York, JFK, to fly to that airport for 4 people was going to cost me $1,900.
Imagine if you just you could take like half that and just put it into games you want. You could build an amazing collection.
$1,900. I was going to go to SeaGeek I I had the hotel looked at, spoke to the people at the hotel, did everything like this. The hotel, all right, flights for me to go to Sigi, and the whole package for Sigi was going to be $3,000 to go to get in, and that was me. That was me going in Friday and Saturday, with one of the kids going in with me on Saturday, and it was going to be $3,000, and that was for 3 days. So you're looking at a total of $1,000 a day. I priced out to go to Galloping Ghost in Chicago, for me to fly to Chicago and hang out at Galloping Ghost and drink at my friend's house and get completely smashed. It would cost me, to Chicago, it would cost me $1,800, and then the hotels in Chicago, $375 a night.
That hurts.
That's a kick in the balls right there. I mean, $375. I just,
And they're probably really basic rooms. They're probably nothing special.
$350 is nothing. I'm in New York. For me to drive there was going to take me 15. I think it was like 16 or 17.
But see, that's where it gets into it's all relative and for what you are. But see, a retro gaming cruise, that would be pretty cool. Or
they did that. They have it.
Well, I was gonna say
out in New York,
Universal Studios, and they do like Halloween Horror Nights. We'll do a retro gaming nights, where you go in and buy an extra ticket, and you get to go in, and you have vendors and stuff set up, and you get to ride the rides, but also play a bunch of games.
That would be fun. That would be really cool.
I mean, I'm at the point where I'm not doing. I said to my friend, I'm not doing LA Retro anymore. I will do the Halloween event, and that's it. I'm not the Christmas event. It's one day. A couple of vendors show up. I could go and play the arcades, and that's it. It's $10 to get in, or $20 to get in, and it's one day. It's not a real retro convention anyway. We're driving to NY next summer to play at Cooperstown. Oh, that's ways away from me. That's like upstate New York or whatever. So you're looking at about 5 hours away from me, I think. But what do I have?
Easier than going to Chicago.
It's true. So I mean, I'm gonna go to Connecticut is my big convention, and they dropped it down to 2 days. They don't do Friday anymore, so it's Saturday and Sunday, and that's it. And I got the hotel for Connecticut right across the street from the convention. It's like I walk across the block and the convention center's right there. A special $175 a night, and I got it for 4 people for $400 for 2 nights. And it's gonna cost me $400 for that, and $30 for gas, and that's it. I'm good to go.
Thanks for stopping in, Jay. Good talking with you. We'll have to talk later.
These
good luck with the convention.
With the convention.
It's just I don't
know. But yeah, so Kirk's driving from Georgia, so that's obviously a long trip, but and so talk about what it went to go to the convention for Kirk. Was that including the admission for you guys, or I forgot? Were you guys able to get passes? Because like I was 500 plus with everything, including food.
For what, Connecticut?
No, for Southeast Game Exchange.
Oh wow.
For Sigi or Segi. There's no I in it. It's not Siege. Turn is going to be 25K for the team. So, but yeah, if you're able to get passes for conventions, huge help, because for all 3 days it was $100. Mine would be 500,000, $500,000 to get it to go to PRGE. Man, LP, how are you traveling, man?
See, if I didn't go, like I said, if I didn't go to LR Retro, and spend $300 there, and then pay for the stupid ticket and everything, I would have went to Syracuse in October. But spending the money for Connecticut and Syracuse back to back each month without really financially planning for it and just pulling Syracuse out of the air is not a really smart fiscal decision. So, I mean, Connecticut, I've stated Connecticut that I want to do that as a family thing every single year. So Connecticut, I'm going to be going to every single year. But Syracuse isn't bad. I've been up to Syracuse many times. The Syracuse one, I'm going to see videos on it this year. I'm making, a guess as to if I want to go to this. And then next year, plan accordingly to have that hit of, a hotel for Connecticut and a hotel for Syracuse. Driving 2 hours, we ate about 100 pesos. I'd like to see what it's going to cost you to drive from Georgia to Cooperstown. And with the food, gas, everything, it's crazy.
Yeah, you can eat on a budget, and I think but for dinners, we treat it as a special occasion, a chance for the missus and I to go out, eat together, and someplace where we can't usually go to. So, but like Saturday, was it Saturday or Sunday? I think it was Saturday. No, Sunday. One of the days we got Publix subs. Nice and easy, not super crazy expensive. But you can do it on a tighter budget. But the thing is, it's just the price to get there if you're traveling and staying overnight. It's just expensive, and so you got to be willing to pay that price.
That's true.
I like the idea of my digital convention.
I do too.
That would be a cool way of doing it. I just you'd have to have check-in and check-out times for people to come in.
Right. You schedule it, right? You schedule it just like a regular thing. You could have panels on different topics with people. You could do the buying and selling within the group or eBay.
The issue is like with StreamYard, with what I'm paying for, it's up to 10 people. I do believe that you can, with Zoom or something else, and even if you pay for a higher tier of this, you can have more people in the stream.
And you might want to do multiples, right? So it doesn't get overly chaotic or whatever. And, you could have a stream if it's like a panel, but most people are on mute or something like that. It's like people presenting can talk and have the chat going or whatever. Like, I could see that being really cool, and everybody could save a lot of money and then use the money they saved to buy games, other stuff that they want. We could have a tournament going. We could have like a Smash tournament going, Mario Kart, stuff like that, and we could do prizes. It could be a big event type thing for different channels.
We need to get with DLP and be like, all right, let's do a small one.
Right. Set something up
as a test run and see how it goes.
Yep. Iron out the details.
Yep.
I think it would actually be cool to just set up a Google Doc where you've got like your want list and your sell list, stuff you're trying to sell, stuff that you're looking for.
Yeah.
And then, just let everybody see it,
Yep. Yep. Do it on the moon. LP.
Do it on the moon. Hell yeah.
To the moon. Idea. Now let's.
To infinity and beyond.
Yeah, cheapest convention to travel to.
Right.
Ooh, doggy.
Just the internet connection you've already paid for.
Yeah, just think about that. The cost you would have to pay just to get the games to the moon to try to sell would be astronomical.
Yeah, I'm not giving Elon Musk whatever he wants for that. I'm sure it's too much.
Probably the only time you and I will meet up, Oaz, is if they have it on the moon.
Have it on the moon. Oh, the way I had my physics teacher explained what the cost of travel is. Basically, start packing up. Put the weight or put the item on a scale, and then start stacking. I don't remember if it's $20 or $100 bills. It's probably $100 bills now, and wait until the $100 bills start to outweigh whatever it is you're trying to put into space. So, I'm not buying much, hanging out. Yep. That's the community is what makes the events.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But just trying to make an event so the community can come together, where they don't have to spend a bunch of money to get out and about.
That's true.
And stay overnight.
I mean, it'd be really cool because I mean, you could just be wherever you are, not have to spend any money on travel, eat your own food, like you were planning to anyway. Get DoorDash if you're a baller, right, for the weekend. Pick up some liquor if you want to, party after hours, whatever.
I'm gonna party in my own house and get drunk
Right?
and
pull
over all my tanks and have Jurassic Park for real.
Yeah, put a light show
They
on.
all escaped. They all escaped.
Yeah.
As long as they're not compies, you should be all right.
I mean, I think it'd be kind of cool to have different games going too, of like playthroughs of different stuff, retro things. That would be really fun, even if they're single player games. I mean, it'd be a way to promote everybody's channel in a way, because we could all be doing something that weekend with our channels.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think how that would work. We'll have to start another thread or something and get some people in there and talk about it. Because if the thing is setting aside the time and it's not as good as meeting up in person.
Right.
But sure, it would be nice to, meet up and hang out and, more chats like this with more people and
and we could schedule it out. We could schedule a whole weekend of events. You wouldn't have to be there for the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're going to do something on your channel, I'm going to do something on my channel, and we just schedule it out into different time slots, and everybody can show up to whatever they can show up to.
Yep, but that's the same thing. Like when you're trying to panels and stuff at conventions, you go to the panels that you want to, and hope that you remember when they're at. But
yeah,
I agree.
I forgot some from Segi, but
right,
it happens.
But this would be easier because it's like you wouldn't have. I mean, if we keep it small enough, you wouldn't have but so many things overlapping with each other, probably. So you wouldn't have to worry about that so much. We'll have a master schedule posted somewhere, and easy for everybody to find everything.
Indeed. Well, gents, it's after midnight.
Yep.
On the
I think
East
it might
Coast.
be time to call it until next time.
It's only 9 p.m. for you warthogs on the West Coast. But
it's
late for us.
For us East Coasters. But I appreciate everyone coming out and hanging out for a bit and dropping something in chat or just watching. I think we had a really good conversation.
I enjoyed it as always. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, it's great to have you, Wubbs, as always. Have lots of good conversations. Even if Sane can't make it sometimes.
Hey, the best is yet to come. I would say.
There we go. But hope everyone has a good night. Have a good weekend. We'll be back next Thursday. I had to think about what day. I'm getting tired.
Yeah, it's definitely lately.
Hey, anyone's welcome to come on. So
Great.
I think we're going to talk about finances next week around collecting and gaming and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And
that'll be good. I feel like we've been sort of around that topic a lot, so it'll be interesting to tackle it head on.
Boring.
Yeah, it's boring. Boring math
There's
stuff.
ways of doing it, of making it affordable, not killing yourself, not killing your bank account. But
you don't have to dive into your kid's college fund just to play some games.
Yeah,
I think it might be stuff to really do without talking about. Okay, there has to be some restraint. you can't just buy and buy and buy and buy and buy and buy. Well, then maybe you need to skip the next show, LP.
Right? Yeah.
Responsibility.
Don't make some bad choices while we advise you on good choices.
Yes, exactly.
Or learn the easy way and not have to learn the hard way for yourself.
Well,
But
oh,
Right.
thanks again, everyone. Have a good
Bye-bye,
night. Have a good
guys.
weekend. Take care. God bless and keep it Sega.
Sega.
And